Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Hi, everybody. Um, I do good at Simpsons impersonations when I want. Um,
B guy.
ay ay ay.
That
I wish my
was
Spanish
the most
was better.
generic impersonation ever.
Donna's got the sound on her. It's playing through. Right. Anyway, let's see. Audio. Well, audio must be coming through great. So let's slide this over. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
You said hello on the chat, so I was like, hello.
I'm saying, was it supposed to sound like Dr. Nick or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to sound like Dr. Nick. She gets it. She gets the reference. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SunnyCon Anime Expo's live streams for 2021. We are back on Genshin Impact. So, at the moment, I'm on the roof, pestering birds for their eggs, as I've done pretty much everything in the Dragonspire expansion. Today, I'm joined by Craig, and Jonathan will be on soon.
I'm here in voice only because I can't join the game because I need to kill a horrible Registine.
So Craig's kind of trapped in his own game. I can't join. Can I? Yeah, it is. It says request to join, but it's not allowing us to.
I'm going to say now it's coming up for me.
Nah, it's doing bottle for me as well. Donna said Happy New Year. And Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you all got drunk.
And I hope this year's better than last, but it started off just as shit as the last one ended.
Nah, it's gotta be better. Kinda. if things are done right, but they never are. They.
Nor. Ping.
So I'm just going
What if I
around
can
and
just...
start collecting mushrooms off roofs and birds' nests and crap. So, for those who... Oh, where did we leave off? Brian said lockdown free now has added knuckles. Of course it's better. Eh? Well, is my mic actually
Added
really low? The mic audio should be fine.
It's on. It says Craig. I can hear Craig on set. That's on full volume.
Okay, then...
Can you hear?
Right, there we go.
But that's without game sound, so when you've got game sound then I can't hear you.
Well, maybe the game sounds then a bit too high.
No, because I can't hear you much.
Oh, apparently Brian says we'll sound fine on his end.
Can't be the phone.
Or is it?
This is unreal.
So,
Is Brian on? What?
he's on Facebook.
Alright. I'm on YouTube because Facebook was way too behind.
Ah, one character down already.
Just keep your distance.
It doesn't matter, bloody the lasers and the friggin' eruption of ice waves just wrecks you. The fucking whole fight is just way overpowered.
Well, it goes on
Like, I
what
have
your
no
well
issue
level is.
fighting a Registine normally, but this one is just like, really?
How many level 80 characters do you have on? Or do you have any level 80 characters?
Ah, two? Nah, there's Razor dead. Right, fuck it. I'm stuck. Legitimately stuck.
You
the
need
point
all
of-
your characters level 80. That's the one thing I had to grind. I mean, I'm saying that I had help from like co-op. I can't understand why it's not letting you do co-op for it. Where are we?
No, it's saying I need to finish the quest before I can bloody go into other players' worlds.
Is there something we're missing with it then? Because it can't just trap you in your own world. It can't be that much of a dick.
What other quests have I got, Danny? Is there any that in me world quests?
What's your world quest?
The Festering Fang, In the Mountains, and the 9 Pillars of Peace.
Right. Well, your Festering Fang one, or Festering Desire, or whatever the hell it is. Maybe that's the one you need to do. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's no, because that'll be Act 4. That'll be this one.
Festering Fang, I'm up to look for the Northlander polearm prototype. In the mountains, I'm up to 4 all the shards out. I've got 2 left.
Right.
And the 9 pillars, I've still got to find enough bloody geoculus things to get another ball to stick in the pillar. But I've joined with them before, I think.
I know the sky nail or whatever the hell it is. Like that was a pain in the arse to do. Managed to do it though and get the domain open. Maybe that's what you need to do, because if you get that domain open, then you've got the same domains as like what multiplayers have. Might be that stops you from doing it. Because I can't see the Regisvine thing being the thing that's actually stopping you. I'm going to have a wander and see if I can't get myself some more chests. But I'm currently trying to level up for my adventure rank. If I get up to 50, then I can up the level of me traveller and up the level of everyone else to like level 90. At least the main characters I use anyway. I've been grinding me flame characters. Amber's all the way up now. Xiaoling's up, and I'm also deciding to level up Clee. Although I've got a feeling I'll probably regret that later down the line when she turns out to be useless.
Xinyan's up to 16, she's way too bloody... them stupid bloody violet grass things.
Ah. That's one of the things I'm adding. I'm going to do guides to this. So I'll be able to tell you where they all are. Because I'm like, oh, well, what can I do for the gaming channel in the new year? That's our YouTube gaming channel. If anyone's watching on Facebook or Twitch, we're over on Facebook. So head over and follow SunnyCon Gaming and try to get up to 100 subs. Even though subs count for feck all in the grand scheme of things. But where I'm doing like videos on where stuff is, because I've got my map and I've spent ages like pointing out all the mining areas and whatnot. So I've got to do all the best places to mine ore and the best places for meat and whatnot. And put them in videos, because I know there's a market out there for people who don't know where all this stuff is. So I figure, you know what, I'll help out.
Well, as far as the bloody violet grass things are, I mean, I've got a map on my bloody phone that locates every single bloody one of them, but you never know where they're gonna bloody spawn. And they're that bloody small, and like, when you do find one, you only ever find like maybe 3 or something in a bloody area. It's just, it's getting really annoying to grind. It's just...
It's the edge of the cliff ones, isn't it?
Starting to lose interest.
Don't lose interest.
It's starting to feel like pay to win now.
I don't know about that. Ooh.
I need to revive Razor yet again.
Hidden chest.
When I can actually feed him. Yeah, I won.
Oh, did you see Barbara's sister?
Barbara's sister?
Yeah. It was in the cutscene for the new well, Dragon Spire. They put Barbara's sister in.
I'll race you there.
She's like an older emo goth nun. And whoever designed, I knew exactly what they were marketing to. Because there are people out there who love the emo goth nuns. Oh, what's these? I've been doing the what you call the mission? Because they've got the open world stuff. What was it? God damn it! It was all the acts for the Chalk Prince and the Dragon.
Yeah.
Which only has 8 hours left on it. So you've got 8 hours to get everything. If you overstretched and got all the extras from the shops.
I think so.
Apart from the miraculous essence. So get all that while you can. Because I'd be lost without most of that stuff. I was able to upgrade so many talents. Took us a while though. Got a bit repetitive and grindy, but it was fine. Apparently
I've just got bloody Act 2 and Act 3. I just need to refine the Festering Desire for level 2 and level 3, but it's getting the bloody bits to do it. And the grinding is getting oh so very monotonous.
I'll grind more. defeat the grind fatigue with more grinding. I don't know if that's a healthy way to do it, but it's a way to do it.
By royal decree.
Fucking useless bird. If you ever had that, right? I'm using Fischl, and I send out the bird, and rather than attack the feckin' enemy, it decides to attack one of like the torches that are right next to you. It's like it's auto target. It's like ooh torch. Bastard thing.
I only ever use Fischl to bloody fight the Hudamorki. The ocean.
Oh, she's worth a lot more now. She's been worth a lot for me. I'm trying to use Xiling a lot more, but I don't know. Like Fischl's always there for us, whereas Xiling just seems to be not as good, even though I've equipped her with like a 5-star weapon. I think I need to get decent enough artifacts for her. Because I need more fire type attackers. Like someone really tanky.
I've only got Xinyan, fucking Amber and Bennett.
See, I've got
And
Bennett.
I can't really turn around and say whether he's good or not because I can't level him up enough. And why am I getting wiped out by a bog standard fucking mage?
Oh, I have been back here.
Everyone's dead. Off Barbara, which really doesn't help.
Oh, there's a scroll inside of a cage, which I seem to have missed somehow. Oh. No. So I wonder how the hell I get into there then. The big ass never. Oh, no, there. was just a switch up there. I thought I was going to end up having to find another big ass one of them ices that only melt with when you've got the scarlet thing around you.
Hmm.
Ragged records. The records suggest there used to be a prison here. Careless, slash the pieces, blah, 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 burning blood. Follow the waterway north, where he hid his supplies. Interesting. Ah. So I've got to follow this northways then. There's energy! Eee, I'm discovering things I didn't know existed.
What was that?
I've got to follow this energy thing. Follow the thing northward.
Alright.
Don't know where it's taking us, but going somewhere.
Sex dungeon.
Well, it's just off a scrap of paper that's in a that's in a jail cell. Where the hell did it go? It says follow it northward, which I've done. But the energy just flows into the ground.
Then it must be underground. You can find a cave entrance.
Oh. This ain't gonna be good. Nope. Ah, crap.
Reveal thyself. Get them. Hey, go,
Well, that was shit.
You got me.
Yeah, and Amber has just been absolutely annihilated by a Lord Shell.
The insubordination.
Ah, there's a quarter of my health off it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Oh, that's not good. That would get me arse handed to us now.
Send once.
Luckily, I've made a load of food in preparation for supping. Yes, dear. Yes.
It's like this game's just got harder overnight. I'm getting bloody defeated by hilly chills.
Again.
If you're not accidentally upped your difficulty level.
Don't think so. I haven't even had another world rank ascension quest. I'm still in 5. Last time I was bloody playing it, I was really owning. Making loads of progress last time. Now I come on, fucking like I've regressed back to baby character.
Another failure.
Look, I just can't be asked for the search for materials anymore.
It does feel monotonous at times, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I've got added mental outlook at the minute though. I hate New Year's at the best of times.
Oh, I can't hate New Year. It's New Year. It's always been my favourite holiday.
Nah, Christmas I like, but once Christmas is over, that's it. I'm in a dark place for a while. And New Year for a lot of years has just been a case of like 1 year ending with shitty health and financial situation and starting another shitty year with shitty health and financial situation.
Yeah, but you gotta look at it this way then. Like, even though it might be shitty health and shitty financial situation, the end of the next year might be the time when it actually all works out.
Yeah, but to feel that way, I'd have to have a positive outlook, and it's something I haven't had for a lot of years.
Oh, I'd take drugs. It works for the rich and powerful, and they've got now to be worried about it. Come on, teddy bear, kill it. Yes. Terrible rewards. So I'll follow the river north. There's no energy signal now. But there is a lake. Hang on, am I just back in Leeway? I remember this place. The place where you have a fight, but if you you can accidentally get fucked out because the edge of the world was there, and I was like, we're not letting you go.
Alright. Yeah, Paimon turns you around. I think we should check this place later.
Yeah. Tory. I'm not having it. I'm not joining with a Tory. Sorry, Tory. Friends only. Still waiting for Geoman to come back. Makes him sound like he sells weed, but he's just kidding. Well, not that I know of, anyway. He might.
By royal decree.
I've got one of them keys for the shrines, but I've unlocked all the shrines. So I don't know, like, if there's an extra shrine that I'm just missing or what.
Yeah, probably in a later update.
That would be typical.
Probably just continue to collect them, and then you'll have some for when they bring more into the game.
Well, the thing is, like, with the Geo and the Animal Jonkulus or whatever it's called, Jonkulus. Weird fucking name, Jonkulus, but I think that's just me pronouncing it wrong.
You Oculuses?
Oh, I'm Jonkulus. It's junky as fuck.
You've got Jonkulus and the Tronkulus.
But forgot where I was going with that conversation. Oh no, I remember now. I remember. It's because the Jonkulus, like, I've got an extra one of the Geo and the Animal one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I've collected all 10, so why do they leave like an extra one? It makes
So
no
you can
sense.
have one in your inventory to say, got one.
Got an extra one. That's literally the one for the road. Right. So the energy signal goes underground here. Or what if it goes up this path? It goes up the path! That's me literally following the river all the way at the end. Because I apparently am a moron.
This is where you get all the way to where it's leading you, and all you get is sweet flower.
Oh, my luck. Just my fucking luck. Honestly, with this game. Shit I want versus shit I get. Come on. Have you fought the big pig yet? Big boss pig.
Reveal thyself.
No. Don't think so.
That's
Doesn't
one.
ring any bell.
That's one for the
Pretty sure it
multiplayer.
would.
It's fun. Not good fun either though, but just like fun.
Nice and spicy.
Crap, I need a flame. Or I die. I die of cold. Oh. I've decided to follow me all the way down here. Stay in the water, stay in the water. There we go. And the flower seems to have buggered off as well.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
And up it goes. Nah, it's like having every enemy now at level 80. It's a pain in the arse.
Yeah, I think the highest I get is like 72.
So that's what I miss about it. I work my way up and I grind my way to a certain point, and then I get comfortable, and then I'm like, and then it's like, oh, would you like to upgrade? And I'm like, I kind of would. Right, I found the Ragged Records. The blizzard has died down, which is lucky. Hopefully, it's a good sign. Finally took Ingbert out. Wasn't able to deal with Lufa under circumstance. Shouldn't be a problem. Got to head east where the mountain meets the sea. Okay. So where the mountain meets the sea. So I'm got to end up over here somewhere, haven't I? God damn it. Oh, what was that? Achievement. Wonders of the world. Discover the remains of many ruin machines. I'll take it, I suppose. And it would appear it's a challenge I haven't done yet. Ah! It's one of them collect all the animal ones. Crap.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
I've missed one. Where the fuck have I missed one? Oh, god damn it. Come on, come on. Hang in there, Amber.
Random chest.
Ah! Ah! Oh, come on. So I glided. I went out my way. It turns out I've got to climb up the whole fucking mountain to get this chest which is spawned at the top. Because I missed the drop-off point. Luckily with this mountain though, I will say, like, the climbing, it's not actual climbing like you need to do.
Yeah.
Well, only on, like, part of it. Ooh, it was a precious chest. Hey, Donna. Huh? Nah, I'm alright. I wonder if she's watching. Oh crap, I need to find another campfire. Or alternatively, just fast travel to the nearest god statue that I can find. And ta-da! Healed. Right, so I've got to go to the east, so anywhere along this coast. But he started from here, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to be looking for. Somebody's discarded fucking condoms or something. No energy signals. There's also the frozen ball that they've got. Ooh. Oh, I thought that was a tooth. It is a tooth. Aha. Another thing with this as well is when you're set on fire, but you're not on fire.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're being affected by sheer cold, even though you're literally ablaze.
No one escapes my sight.
I've grew a new distaste for water flowers as well.
You never liked them anyway?
Oh no, I didn't. But these ice ones are a new breed of fucking annoyance. Like absolutely drain everything from you. Chilled meat. Same goes with the ice mages as well.
Bet you can't keep up with me. Bet you can't keep up with me.
Just as I see that, there's one. Doesn't seem to be anything left behind wise. Ooh, that looks promising. Could be another chest. I need to get my hands on one of the red rocks. Which are all the way over on the other side.
Yep, you find one violet grass and you're like, ooh, I found some violet grass, and you look around the cliffs and there's no fucking more.
That's what makes it the challenge though, isn't it? You want the violet grass, but it's not going to give you it that easy. Maybe it'll give you everything else that easy. Sweet flowers, fucking forget about it.
Go, go, Baron Bunny.
Wants to really make it easier to really find them. Want to keep you interested in the game. It's easy and too easy, but then there's fucking ridiculously hard to come by.
Should have been buying more prisma gems or whatever the fuck they're selling.
Oh, so that, I'm not putting shitloads of money into the game.
Yeah, you wouldn't like a community on YouTube saying you're a gambler. That's
I'm
one
most
of
certainly not a bloody gambler. The only time I've really bloody gambled, I spent 40 quid, spent 20 quid, won 40 and then lost a lot.
yeah, that's right. It's the roulette at William Hill. I've got a £5 gone spare, but why not? You're like £2 up, and you're like, whoa, I only start with a £5, and it's like I put it all on the next one, and it's like, nah, it shouldn't have.
Get them!
That's why any time now, if I'm more than £5 up, I'm like, right, I'm gonna withdraw it, and then go back. I got £5. Never happened.
All the
So.
modest, I just call it a win.
Right, so I'm out of the storm.
Bet you can't keep up with me!
And once again, there's feck all with energy.
Bet you can't keep up with me!
One of the weirdest takes, like watching people like play this game on YouTube.
Reveal thyself!
Most people are like, oh no, you're spending loads of money on it and that. It's like, yeah, that's what gets
Goodness
people doing.
gracious!
They want to see gambling, they want to see people win and lose. Even if it is like on gacha games.
Come, sever night from day!
That's why the majority of people watch. Then same people who were fueling it by like watching it and subscribing and whatnot. And then, oh, you don't want to have a gambling addiction. It's like, but that's why you're here. You're here for the gambling addiction.
It's a shame, because there's so much more to the game than the whole gacha part of it.
I think if they made the gacha one a little bit fairer, because like seeing people like fork out nearly £2 trying to get that one character they want, I think they should have it like where it's available, but you put the work in and the effort, and then they say like, oh, you can then like, I don't know if that's some kind of monetary system where you save up instead of earning by paying money, if you earn by the time invested in the game, if you know what I mean.
The D, you get 3 more gems and shit for finding chests, but the amount you get is fucking abysmal. But that's essentially what you're saying. Like,
Oh yeah, but like you say, not in chest form, not that kind of reward. Like if they actually said like if you can save up X amount of points and then you get a guarantee of getting a character that you pick or something like that. Because I'm still gutted sitting here thinking like, oh well, you know, I've missed out on Venti, I've missed out on Zhongli. I've got Albedo, Wei, I suppose. Apart from that, it's like I've missed out on these characters, and I would have liked to, you know, I played the try before you buy one, and I just when you say like, oh, Venti's not coming back again, I'm just like, oh, that's a bit shit.
not
Phantasmagoria.
Nah, apparently that's it. One and done. Same as on Wei, same with Albedo.
good shit.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like they've got this whole character like glossary and whatnot, and it's like, oh, this character you've seen this character. I like just sitting there like, yeah, well, I'd like to actually have.
What the hell's the point in having the bloody list of characters if they're not going to bring them back? Why?
No, I know what you mean, but apparently they're not bringing them back. They've got no plans, at least at the moment. But you just know.
I'd imagine like maybe some down in the line they'll bring out an event, or if like each year or something, at some point in the year they brought out an event where everybody came back, like with a chance of getting them.
Oh, like a multi-banner kind of thing, just like lucky hodgepodge of it. I don't know what the fuck a lucky hodgepodge thing is, but
A month or something. We're putting them back into the pool with
mint. I wonder what's over on this island. It's gotta be nothing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there's a fire, I suppose. So I think I've been around the whole coast, yep. Pretty much. And I haven't found this random guy's fucking testicles in a rucksack. It's gotta be one of them things where I'm just gonna end up walking around, and I will find it, but I'll not know what the fuck it is because I've done the like side quest thing, and that's just, oh, this happens now. You found your stuff. Well done. Pat on the head. Set off all the ice flowers. Oh, that got us fuck off. Pull out the ball. I like the chilled meat, I must say. It's a good extra addition. Ties in. I think it was on the first thing where you go to Springvale, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to go on a hunting expedition?" And you find the one boar that's like in ice. I think you remember that, Craig. Are you there? Didn't hear you disconnect. Oh, there's a vape. There was a vape sound came through, so I'm assuming you're still there.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
Let's see where this leads.
I'll race you there.
Hello, child. Goodbye, child.
Windblade.
Guys, what's a burger? Ah! That Craig, yeah, there's no volume coming through.
Connecting at the top of the screen.
Oh, you there? I heard a little bit. I know Discord's terrible.
Just coming up connecting at the top. I assumed you couldn't hear us while it was saying connecting.
Crumbs. This fucking guy's thing is absolutely nowhere to be found. No energy signal or shit. What was that chest? No, it's a robot.
Oh, I think I'm gonna have to level up Amber.
The sound of defeat in your voice.
It's really doing my head in. I'm getting bored. I'm honestly getting bored.
Oh, don't be bored. And I'll have to go and stream other games, and I'll have to start doing Minecraft stuff.
You know, the thing you need to get it, you need to get it, it's amazing.
Well, yeah, but I've got to a point now where I can't progress. It's feeling like it's now pay to win. And I don't want to start fucking hiring shit loads of money into it just to fucking level my characters up.
You're not allowed?
Wait, I know. I'm not fucking going to. Because I haven't bloody got any fucking money.
I'll tell you what I tell Donna. Oh, you sell out. It's good money. Have an OnlyFans.
I'll become the new fucking Belle Delphine.
Stream hentai games. Also, it's a gacha game, so they're built like that to Brian.
Gonna eat a curry, go in the bath, poo in the bath, and sell the water.
It didn't seem that graphic, but like, what's going on in my head right now is like Vindaloo bathwater.
At least scarred you for life now, Tuggy.
Oh, he scarred us for life ages ago.
Well, we all know that.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to fight at least. Hang on, 3, 7. That's at least 3 fucking pyro Regisvines I'm gonna have to go after to get the shit that I need to level up Amber. But I think Amber's gonna be my only bloody choice of knacking this fucking cryo one. Nobody else can get up close and do anything without just getting absolutely owned.
No monster. Oh,
We want snow. I fucking love snow right now.
I love snow. Bloody. Oh shit, even if I had all that, I've got me fucking Mora.
Yeah. It's a life. Hi, Janelle. Sorry, I missed Janelle's hi guys comment.
Hi.
By royal decree.
Ah. Yeah, we're okay. Kind of.
Wings of darkness.
I'm a manic depressive, but I'm still breathing, so I suppose that's a win.
Now say the same thing, but in Eeyore's voice.
Now, I say the same thing, but in Optimus Prime's voice. I
shouldn't
really
find
want
it
to
funny,
go to a
but-
con where they've got the voice of Prime and Eeyore, and I want them to say Autobots transform and roll out, but in Eeyore's voice.
Autobots roll out.
Let it
It's the same person, so I reckon it'd be class.
Say, I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. I think I want to know what. Ben Leslie
Eeyore
asking.
and Prime, that's almost as good as a difference as Winnie the Pooh and Terra Mask from Splatterhouse.
Ben Leslie's asking what anime we're looking forward to this week or month.
I don't know when new anime comes out, so I'm gonna say One
Winter-
Piece and Fairy Tail because that's the only thing I'm watching at the minute.
Well, it's the winter season now. One Piece has just hit 1,000. I was gonna say 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 chapters. They went the cheesy way for it as well, which I can sort of appreciate. But for me, anime-wise, I've got into watching Infinite Dendrogram, which sounds like it sounds like something you get at the doctor's. It's like, alright sir, you seem to have something wrong with your dendrogram. Would you like an infinite dendrogram scan? It's like, God,
You're like an enterocardiogram.
yeah, see. I know what that is as well. Stick a camera up your bum. Fasting and taking the laxatives for that, so you're all clean for the doctor. And then accidentally fainting because I didn't really have anything to eat. But that's another story.
I'd put a stool hardener and make him work for his job.
Fiber optics are flexible, just work around it. Oh god, no, what was it? Yeah, Infinite Dendrogram. So Infinite Dendrogram is a kind of like Sword Art Online, only without the malevolent murder. Which I don't know, like saying it like that if it sounds like interesting for anyone. But the thing that got us hooked on it was the dude started the game. Like he's a new player and whatnot. And he started, and apparently the NPCs can die in this game. So if the NPCs die, they die because it's one of them games where there are infinite possibilities. And anything that can happen will happen at some point down the line. And the thing that got us hooked on it was they were sitting there and he just joined the game and somebody else had just joined the game. And you get like what's known as an embryo or like a guiding spirit or an assistant or whatever. Yeah, like Paimon. And you get an assistant and whatnot, and he meets this dude who's got an assistant that's very fan servicey, let's say. and she's a succubus. And he's like, oh no, it's like, oh, you embarrassed with your embryo and that. And he's like, well, I don't like people knowing what's going on in my head. And it's like, oh, so it's like, you know, slim, mild-mannered kid, so he's a bit of a pervert, isn't he? And then it comes like the next time he says it, it's like, oh, so I see you've picked the job as a paladin. What job did you pick? And the guy just turns around and goes, pimp. And like, I paused the anime and I was like, he just said pimp, didn't he? Played it again and it's like, comes up like actual pimp. I'm like, so that's me now watching the whole season of this. See where this paladin guy and his pimp friend, what amazing adventures they get up to. And it's been kind of middle of the roadish, if I'm in all honesty. Like, everyone's trying to save this NPC because this NPC has a fan club, or the NPC sister's hot or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. But like, this guy's brother's also a furry, and he's friends with other furries, and apparently the furries are the most overpowered characters in the game. Well, player characters, that is. But I do appreciate the fact that he dresses like a bear and he's got bear puns. Oh, that's infinite dendrogram.
No, like.
I haven't sold it to anyone, have I?
I'll give it a watch if I had more time.
It's one of them ones that can be easily just like overlooked and passed. I think there's much better ones out there, especially in this day and age, because the anime that's being put out's actually been quite decent. But mostly it's like another world stuff, or it's video game stuff. It's all too predictable.
I'd get a lot more watched if it wasn't for being a kip for most of the bloody day. And then when I'm not a kip, I'm wishing I was back a kip.
No problem, Gareth. Nah, no, I can help with that. I'm the sleep doctor. I could like record myself singing a couple of lullabies for you or something. I don't know if that's gonna help. I've had that. It's mostly been like you know where you have like a big meal and you end up having a nap, or you just lose consciousness and have a nap. That kind of thing.
I can do that any time of the day. I don't even need the meal.
Sorry, Donna and Janelle's having a conversation here. Janelle's making tea. She's having dinosaur chicken bites, chips and spaghetti for Eleanor. And bird's eye char grills for her and Damon. She says it's crap, really. I like the bird's eye char grills. I think they're mint. Not a fan of spaghetti though. Even as a kid, I was kind of suspect to spaghetti hoops. Or if your parents would put like just the normal spaghetti, because you can't afford the hoop-shaped ones. Having said that, I'm still at that position now. Can't really afford the hoops. That's how you know you've made it in life. You can buy spaghetti hoops. Well, I found one chest in the whole thing. This leveling up's going to be a bit of an arse. And I've wasted a wish on another Skyrider sword. Counts for feck all. No, I'm back to the point where, because when they started the Dragonspire one, all the chests and everything, all them rewards, was amazing. I think I had, oh god, what did I have? I had like about 30 odd wishes off the update. That's how I was able to get Albedo and whatnot, but
yeah,
like ever since it's all went downhill. Like it's because I was kind of petering out. I'd found every chest, and other chests weren't respawning for us. And then they open up this new area, and it's like, oh, I can now go out and discover like all this new stuff, and there's going to be a load of new chests and whatnot. And it's taken us less than a week, and I've pretty much got all of them. So now I'm back to the grind where I've got to wait for the resin to respawn.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd probably best to wait and see,
By royal decree.
especially around like upgrades and whatnot, to see if I can't get like more of the experience traveller document things. But it just, I've leveled up a few characters, and it just seems like it's a never-ending story.
It is the whole point of the game. Always level up, always collecting random things that help you level up.
Like I'm fine. I'm fine to play the game as such, but like if you're free to play, there's very little entertainment value in continually grinding. I mean, like, yeah, you get your resin up to 160 and that's it, but there's very little that'll keep us here. Like, if I wasn't streaming this now, if I wasn't streaming Genshin or anything like that, then my involvement with it would be as far as I'll go on, I'll do the 4 daily quest tasks, and I'll just leave it.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
I'd probably go on, daily tasks, resin, and fuck off and play another game. And they could have it where you can actually get like a decent 2 to 3 hours play from loads of players, if they made it a little bit more rewarding. I think that's the one criticism I have, like the balance. The balance is all off on it. They could be doing a lot more, a lot better. Oh, there's a chest. So there's 2 chests.
When you get to the level that we're currently at the minute, it just feels like either pay to win or do nothing in your life but play.
Yeah.
For minimal reward.
I mean, the thing is, you're feeling lackluster with it now, aren't you?
Yep.
Like, I'm a bit fatigued with it. The thing is, if it wasn't for like having to stream it, I probably would just be daily challenges and that's it. Like, I'm okay with the grindy part, but streaming the grindy part isn't entertaining.
No. Like, quite a lot of the time, like I say, due to the physical issues of being tired all the time, quite often I'll do me 4 thingies, I'll start doing other stuff, but then I'm actually dropping a kip with a controller in my hand, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to come off.
Yeah.
That doesn't help either.
You need some kind of stimulation.
That was a nice fucking number just popped up there.
What number?
Using Kaching, fighting flame like a pyro Regis fine. Did like 9,000 damage with 1 hit.
Ooh. Is she water type or electricity?
Lecky.
Ah. Killing parrots. My resins went up to 57 now. Oh, that's a bit shit. Like the spawner, and the thing is, like they've got this what's it called? The tree where you get the crimson wishes on the mountain.
Yeah.
And you've got to collect all these little like red flower things, and I've done that, and I've round them up and whatnot, and then they're like, oh, we're going to do this thing where every 3 days we'll add extra missions for the flowers, and I'm like, all right then, so wait 3 days, do them. And now I'm at that point where it's just like, ugh, I just want to get them done and out of the way. I mean, I don't know what they've got in store for us for the rest of the month. Probably that. Because I was so hyped for Dragonspire, and now it's here, and it's like it's been relatively easy. I wouldn't like to say it's been like piss easy. I wouldn't like to say that because it has been challenging, especially
Them new giant icy hilly tails are
Pause, reveal thyself.
Yeah, like that. Like that's been a challenging part of it. Like the outdoor mechanic puzzles as well. Especially with the sky nail. Like that was a proper pain in the arse to do. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Like going in blind. I suppose that was fun within itself, but then once you've done it, it's like, back to the grind then. Here we go again. Autobots roll out. I'm not going to be able to get out of that for a while now. This has pleased me, sir.
By royal decree.
I just wish they'd had like I don't know, like maybe if they'd had like the chests respawn a little bit more frequently.
Yeah.
Because I know they say like, oh, the chests respawn and whatnot, but I've literally been around the world and I can't find shit. Like I find myself going back to places that I've been, but I don't really go that much now, and I just kind of
I'm
find
sick
it.
of fighting the same enemies.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be alright with I'd be alright grinding it if it was a substantial reward for it. But like, one of the Hilly Child's like, what's a 37 experience?
Yeah.
And like, my characters at the moment, let's see, which one needs leveling up? Like, characters at the moment, it's like 924,000. Oh no,
Yeah.
92,400 at the moment.
Yeah. What's the point in the 30 odd bloody XP for killing an enemy?
I mean, how much would 50 go into that? Like you
I mean,
got to kill a
you
good
might
10.
as well just get rid of getting XP for killing enemies and just say the only way you can level up is with books.
Yeah, like you'd need a solid 10,000 enemy kills to get that experience. And another issue with that is, like once you've got your characters leveled up, like they don't get the experience. Like, and the experience doesn't pass on; it just kind of stops and it's wasted. Unless you start using characters which need leveling up and then do it that way, but you don't because everyone's leveled up to maximum, all the good characters, because that's the only way you can play it. So unless they kind of filtered that experience through the characters that need it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe that might help out, but at the moment, it's like even the Mora's absolutely shit.
Kills experience should just like be everybody gets that. Like every character you've got gets that experience.
Yeah. So I'd be okay with that, but like I say, there's just nothing there at the moment. There's a few questions I need answering, so I might have to get onto the forum and be like, yo, what the fuck's the deal? Like I say, I'm trying to think of ideas to like add like more content for the gaming YouTube channel, and as much as I didn't want to be like somebody who streams Minecraft's popular, so. Plus, Gareth will not leave me the fuck alone asking to do Minecraft stuff. He will not leave. He's like, Dad, so you know we played Minecraft like a few months ago, and we started, but we never really finished. I'm like, no, because we were just mucking about. And he's like, Dad, can I be streaming? Can I stream Minecraft? If you do Minecraft, Dad, can I stream? Can I stream Minecraft with you, Dad? And I'm like, no. I don't think people want an 8-year-old who screams in a certain way. Like hearing go on, like the amount of times like I've had to run upstairs thinking he's having an epileptic fit, but he's not. He's just shouting at his mates playing Fortnite because he starts kicking his feet.
It
And
was
he's
funny
like,
as hell. The last job I was in, there was a bloke and his son played Call of Duty or something, and he got banned on bloody PlayStation Network.
what are you banned for?
I don't know how long. Probably like a week-long ban or something, but for bloody foul language. or abusive language to bloody people across chat and that, and it was because bloody somebody was camping or something, and he called someone a name for camping, and he says, "Oh, don't suck your mother's dick." And it's just bloody, his dad heard him, popped his head round the corner, and the kid looked at his dad and was just like, "Ha ha ha! His mom's got a dick." He got a bloody, he got like a month ban on PSN for it. 10-year ad.
I don't think Gareth's to that point. Gareth's he's only ever been caught by me swearing once, and he fucking pissed himself with fear. Because he knows when he gets wrong, like, he doesn't want to get wrong by me. He'd rather get wrong off Mam, because Mam's a bit lenient. Although if Donna's in serious mode, then both kids know that they've went too far. You do not fuck with Mam. She's lenient, but when like the most lenient one's the one that you pissed off, nah. Run and hide.
Yeah.
But he because he was outside, and I don't know what conversation he was having with other kids and that. And I opened the door, like, you know, like, tea's ready, time to come in. And he was shouting something, and all I was, and fuck off! And and I was like, Gareth! he just shot himself. Like, he was not, he was not expecting his dad to be at the front door. Needless to say, then not to swear. And then, at least, like, I'm alright with me kids swearing, just don't get caught. Especially by me. Like, you've got to learn that language at some point. I'd rather you just don't get caught saying it in situations, and try and learn and understand when it's okay to swear. Mostly on streaming. But I don't.
Just like everything else.
I don't feel he's ready for streaming Minecraft, because I don't think he's that entertaining. He's just a kid, like, they're having fun, and there's that many kids online who just do that. Anyway, I'd rather him enjoy video gaming for, like, you know, the interaction with friends, like following a story mode, achieving something, not to be like have this constant pressure that there's this extra layer, like, oh, you've got to entertain people. And if your video doesn't get so many views, or if your live stream's not getting so many views, then, you know, you think it's a failure, or you feel like you're a failure, even though gaming's supposed to be, like, fun. I don't want that kind of pressure. And I think that's the kind of thing, like, these days, where people want to be live streamers, or they want to be big on YouTube because they see all of, like, these like big names doing it and earning money, and they think, oh, well, I should be really big at Minecraft or what have you. It's like, no, just play the game and have fun. I don't want him to be that. Although if he does become big and earns money, as long as he pays the rent, it's fine. I'm not above leeching off my children.
Darkness, come, sever night from day.
You live under my roof, you live by my rules. And while you're making thousands playing games, I want a 50% cut.
I would much appreciate you to buy me a new four fucking story house or something. I don't know what kids buying parents these days on YouTube.
Bar of chocolate.
I'll take.
4-pack of alcohol and a pack of Skittles.
That's got to be the next, like, big videos that get put out there, isn't it? It's going to be some kid who's made like millions on YouTube. I gave my parents $10,000 to go and shop at I don't know, Costco or something.
Yo, how's
Hey!
it, honey, my dudes?
Short, shriveled, and slightly to the left.
Ah. Well, I'll be a bit rude if you got that excited for Genshin Impact.
How are you, Jonathan? Are you enjoying whatever this is today?
I am. I had my daily walk today. I went a bit further than usual.
Oh, feeling adventurous.
Yeah, altogether, according to my phone and my calculations, I've done between 9.1 and 9.5 miles.
between 1 and 9.5.
No, between 9.1
Oh,
and
right.
9.5.
I thought it was like, you've done like 1 mile or 9 miles, but they can't
I went for a walk today, but I can't remember whether I did a mile or 9 mile.
Yeah. At least you're getting your exercise in, which is back to where all we can do.
Yeah.
After this announcement.
Yeah, when is the announcement happening?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
Not that anybody needs to watch it.
Well, it's on Facebook, isn't it? Do you think you could
Screen it.
Screened. Yeah.
There's absolutely no need for us to do anything with it because it's already been released on Twitter by the press who've had it leaked to them.
Oh, it's what they're going to release it, or they have released it.
Oh no, they've released it. Preston turned around and was like, right, Boris is going to do this announcement. One, it's not going to be a press conference. It's going to be another one of them intimate Boris sitting behind a table, because he can't put his pants on.
Yeah, because the one where he like tried to like intimately get like connect with their eyes, and you're like, no, Boris.
Yeah.
No.
He's sitting behind the table, so he looks the part. It kind of takes the edge off. It's like takes the edge off because people are pissed off, and he knows this. So he's got to look like he's got some form of authority, and sitting in a suit behind a table gives that kind of illusion. Even though he's the biggest moron known to man. And the thing is, like 2 weeks ago.
Well, the second biggest, the biggest is Donald.
Oh no, Donald's he's harmless now. He's got no power.
Well,
by the law, it's whoever's got the most power and is stupid. Trump's just begging on the phone for like votes,
No rest for
which I found
Yeah.
hilarious. Have you heard the phone call?
no, I haven't.
Oh, he's doing that thing, you know where sleazeballs try to like kind of gaslight you into it's your fault, and like you're doing something illegal. He's basically doing that, and the thing was like this guy who he's talking to is basically on his side anyway. But he's like, oh no, it's voter suppression and there's dead people voting and it is illegal, you will get into a lot of trouble. And I'm not just saying that, but it's illegal. And the other guy on the phone can't get a word in edgewise. And he turns around and he's like, look, all I'm looking for is 12,780 votes. If you can find them for me. It's like, you what? It's one of them things like clear corruption. Like in a phone call, like it's impeachable, but nobody gives a shit about him. He's got no power. He's just a balmy old man on Twitter.
When is the official passover to the new president?
January 6th on Wednesday is when they correlate the votes and the electoral. I think the electoral college officially votes.
Yeah.
And
But
then.
Sorry, please continue.
Oh no, I'm just saying, and then I think it's well, because that's the like wax melt stamp on the envelope sort of thing, and then I think it's January 20th or around about then, inauguration. Put your hand on the Bible, say you're going to protect the country.
Yeah.
Enjoy your new Twitter account, Mr. President.
I reckon that just as one like final like sort of FU, he's probably going to pee on all the furniture.
Given the stories, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already done that. Like just naturally. Now, have you not heard the story of his time when he was filming The Apprentice in America? And they actually had to have somebody on set to wipe his ass.
Oh, lovely.
Because he would sit there, and the thing is like, oh, he's not a senile old man, and I can get incontinence can happen to the best of us, no matter what age.
Yeah.
But like, apparently he'd just sit there, on set, he'd fucking defecate in the chair, mid-filming. Like, apparently there's points where you can actually pause in the boardroom, where they're trying to be serious and like, oh, you're hired, you're fired kind of thing. Where they're arguing and Trump's like sitting there listening. And you can see him just fucking bend a fresh biscuit in his pants. And the smell then hits the contestants, and then you see the face like kind of look and grimace. But
Yeah, like, fire me! No, fire me! Fire me!
But nobody. The thing is, like, nobody's calling them on this literal shit. And like at the end of it, they've got some guy in the studio, some poor fucking guy, who has to turn around and be like, "Okay, then, Mr. Trump, stand up. We're gonna have to get the baby wipes out, and we're gonna sort your little accidental boom boom out."
But this is the thing. Like, I wouldn't want anyone wiping my bum because you just won't get it right. I've got the technique down to a T. I know how I like my posterior wiped, and no one else will be able to get it. So I just don't know why I don't do it.
Rich Americans, rich old white guy Americans do not give a shit. I mean, they literally give a shit. They literally do, but not theoretically, no. But like hearing stories of that, and the thing is, like, you know, it's true. He looks like the kind of guy, you know, he looks and acts like a kind of guy who just shit himself nonchalantly. And the problem is he probably blame it on some fucker else. And
fake nails. Fake nails. I don't even poop.
He'll have somebody else like, oh, my arsehole was stitched up when I was like 18 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It was one of them ailments along with bone
It was
spurs.
planted, the FBI came, shit in my chair, made it turn invisible, and then made me sit in it.
Yeah, he is literally the meme of somebody else shit me pants. Pull the water and thought, Mr. President, have you urinated? No, it was somebody else.
It was the terrorists. We need to invade Iraq. They're using chemical warfare, making people shit themselves.
Although the best conspiracy theory around it is it's just somebody in Trump's team that's actually trolling him, and they play the brown note every time he's around, and he can't control it. And he looks...
Wow, that person is a legend and needs to be immortalised in a statue.
Which then all these statue defenders will actually try to tear down. Because they don't care about statues, because not all statues matter. Just the racist slave ones.
Yes.
But anyway, back to Boris. His announcement's coming at 8 o'clock. And like I say, Preston and basically everybody who's within the inner circle of the Prime Minister's team, they already know, they've already got the skivvy on it and announced it on Twitter. Because why have our officials turn around to the public and give them official news, like face to face, when you can have your mates do it by proxy?
Exactly. Hey, so I did that today. I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but have you ever like found a trolley in the street and you're like, well, I'm walking in the direction of that shop, so I'll just take it back to the shop.
Yeah, living around the corner from an Asda, I've done that quite a lot.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, so I was walking, and I walked past the BP, down a road, literally, I imagine it's called the Avenue. So I was walking down the Avenue, and I saw a Tesco's trolley. I was like, oh, what is it? I'm sure there's a Tesco's on my way back. So I Googled it, and it was like 0.8 miles. So like, you know, 1/8 of a mile. I was like, fine.
Close enough.
I'll take it. It's within a mile. And I got halfway there, and guess what else turned up? Another trolley. So I ended up taking two back to the shop.
It's starting to seem like a really sophisticated, like, piece of candy thing.
Oh, piece of candy. Yeah, well, maybe it was. I didn't end up buying something from Tesco.
That's how they're getting you. I'll tell you what, if that is actual legit marketing, just leaving trolleys lying around for people to return them and then they go shopping.
Hey, genius.
I wouldn't be mad.
By the way, what do people think of the latest story with this guy who's in charge of all the alchemy?
Oh, Albedo. I would just say that it's alright, but it's repetitive now. Like, Craig's got fatigue where he's stuck on the registering part. It's not letting him do multiplayer with defeating the registering, whereas I was lucky enough to get multiplayer for it.
Oh.
I don't know if you'll be able to join this game, Jonathan, because you should be on the same level, are you now? You're on World 5?
I've not done any of the Ascension quests. So I'm on level World 3 still.
Ah, right. Well, I'm on like World 6 now.
Well, you said not to do any of the Ascension quests, so I'm leaving them.
Well, no, but that's just to build up. That's my thing, because you got to build it up, and I got to a point where it's like, well, I've built it up so far, I might as well ascend. And I kind of regret doing it.
Mm.
And the thing was, I knew I'd fucking regret doing it. I knew what I was getting into. I knew I'd fucking not like it.
Bloody how difficult the first Ascension quest was. I'm bloody not looking forward to seeing what the second one's like.
By the way, what do you think of that sword they've give you?
Shit.
It's shit. Like, the thing is, like, they're dedicating this whole event to this one fucking sword, and it's only a 4-star. It's like there's such a discrepancy with needing 5-star weapons, because you can get, like, you've got more 5-star characters and weapons now.
Yeah, but this is the other thing as well. If you look at its stats, it's only level 1, which means it's not a unique weapon. Otherwise, it would have automatically be at max level. I mean, how else are you meant to level up this unique sword?
Well, you do the missions, like the different acts, and you get the Stone of Hunger or whatever the fuck it is. But I've got it here. What do I need? I need to get Adventure Rank 50 to equip it further. But like at the moment, like base attack's 449.
That's not bad. What's Because I'm trying to get some characters up to level 60, so I'll just have a look at what my sword's at. Well, it's at my sword's at level 60, so it's 327.
Right. Well, mine's level. What have I got at? Level 80. And it's got an energy recharge. But I don't know. Like, it says it increases elemental skills and elemental skill criticals, but it just doesn't do anything for us, really. Like,
yeah, they keep going on about fucking how it bloody changes what it does depending on the enemies you're fighting that, but there's no fucking change at all.
I've seen little to no evidence to show that that's actually a thing. It's bullshit at the moment.
And I'll tell you the thing that really annoyed me. They did that entire line saying, "Oh yeah, only you can use it, because if anyone else uses it, it will drive them insane." So I thought, oh, I'll give it. I'll see if it'll allow me to equip it to Benson, and you let Benson use it for a bit and see if it actually affects him. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that at all. And it's like, why on earth did you go through all the effort of saying only you can use the sword if you can just equip it to any fucker? Yeah, like, that's the thing that annoyed me.
I thought that, like, you pick one character and you've got to stick with that character. And with it equipped. That's why I equipped it with my Traveller, because the original sword was like, meh.
Well, that's the thing. I equipped it to the character, used it a little bit, and I thought, do you know what? I'll equip it to Benson. So I did equip it to Benson and used it to Benson for about an hour.
When you say Benson, you mean Bennett?
Yeah.
Because when you say Benson, I think of the Gumball Machine from Regular Show.
Not Benson, Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett. But Bennett's now using the Sword of Ascension.
John
I think I'm done on my game at the minute. Like.
So anybody seen Belle Delphine's adult movie on Christmas?
No, you said you'd shared it and I couldn't find the link.
the link was only there for paying only fans. And if you believe that bullshit, then
this is the thing about Belle Delphine. What is she actually famous for? Like what?
I didn't hear that.
I think she shouted showing her ass.
No, I said, hey, it's the stripper talking to you.
Which kind of also worked for Belle Delphine as well, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's the? Sorry.
You're the stripper.
Craig's a stripper.
No, you're the
No, you're-
stripper.
Oh!
Yeah, this New Year's when
Oh.
you left your hat on.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But anyway, she
Yeah,
said yes. She's was the bathwater was like the whole e-gamer girl, and she was
Even though
amazing.
people, even though people DNA tested it and was like, nah, it's just normal water.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. Just lay in the
Who?
bath for 20 minutes.
Who DNA tests
In the
bathwater?
blue water.
Well, it's false advertising, isn't it?
Well, yes, on an ethical standpoint, but on a hygienic standpoint.
I think my Discord's been a fucking faggot again.
No, the thing is, if you're saying you're going to sell a product of a certain item, and it's not that item, it's false advertising, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, people knew they were buying bathwater. Like, you know, but it wasn't like, it's like, it wasn't like the horse meat thing where they were, you know, lied to. But they were. Like, this is with me. If I say I was going to sell my bathwater, I would sell my bathwater. Like, I would lay in a bath for an hour and drain the bath, like, into cups, and that's what I would sell. I mean, I'm shocked people actually carried on listening to her, because if I bought that product and it wasn't what I'd paid for, I'd feel betrayed.
Yeah, people will pay anything for any fight these days.
I know the company that does the Cards Against Humanity, they once had like a little, like, they called it a Christmas surprise, I think it was, and it was an item they were selling over Christmas. And it was like, you know, what, you know, buy it and, you know, you'll get this wonderful mystery prize. And I think it was, oh, that was it. It was a bag of shit. That was it. I remember it was literally I think it was either a turd in a box or a turd in a bag. That's what you got.
Like human turd or animal turd.
A mixture. That was the surprise. Like, you didn't know what animal it was from.
That's taking mystery bags to the next level, isn't it?
I know.
And what a pile of donkey testicles Discord is.
I've got no better thing for it, Craig. So we're just gonna have to stick with it for now.
Skype. Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger. Oh jeez. But no, couldn't it work through Zoom?
I don't know how you get the audio. Whether it would have the option to have the audio come through the stream on Zoom.
If it's audio only, I suppose.
Yeah, because it's Streamlabs that picks it up.
Ah, what? Brian said MSN. Oh wait.
MSN Messenger was just how many emotes can you put in your name?
Yahoo Messenger was just going on to Yahoo chat and going into the cybersex room.
I think one of the funniest things I ever heard was that I think it was a guy from America. He had got like multiple bank accounts. So it was like, you know, oh, give each bank account a little name so you know which is which. And one of his bank accounts, it was just emojis. That's what he named like his account, because it was like for himself only. And the bank rang him up and was like, "Sir, could you please change the thing and remove the emojis?" And he's like, "Why?" And it's like, "Because it's crashed our entire system. The system couldn't handle, because the system tried to convert it back into like text, and it just couldn't," which is hilarious.
Craig met a trucker from America when he was younger.
Craig had a what
Yahoo.
from America? Had a what
On
from
Yahoo.
America?
There was a woman on Yahoo Messenger who was offered to fucking pay for us to fly over to America and shag in every state bar one.
Which was the one she didn't want to shag in?
I don't know, but she was a trucker and she delivered to everywhere except one state. But she was saving the money up for us to go, but then a couple of months before she had the money to get me ticket, she found a boyfriend.
Well, lucky for her. I hope she's very happy in
Lucky for
having.
her. She would have had better sex if she'd had it with me.
Oh, of course. Well, she would have had the best sex if she'd found me.
I've never met an American trucker.
Well, American truckers just my thing.
It's the horn, isn't
No,
it?
I even told my dad about it, and he was like, "Fucking go for it." It's like one of them once in a lifetime opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Annie fucking like what?
You was only what? Sorry.
Is that like 17 or something?
Yeah, now we're talking into risky waters.
Well, yeah. Well, in some states it would have been fine.
Only if they were related.
Well, so you got to be 21 over in America, so yeah, that was kind of risky for her.
Maybe that's what she wanted.
American truck drivers.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Yep, soliciting sex from foreign boys.
And there's my dad saying, "Fucking go for it." I might have been fucking trafficked for a fucking sex slave to fucking like truck drivers.
You'll have ended up in that that paedophile ring that Trump was part of, allegedly. You know, the one Jeffrey Epstein. He'd have got to meet Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh. I say it's 17-year-old though, like going to America and becoming like a fucking slave for a bunch of female fucking pedophiles. At least I would have died with a smile on my face.
Yeah, it would have been like that Futurama episode. Snow show. Me want snow.
I was thinking more. Like, do you like Adam Sandler movies?
All but one.
Which is the one that you don't like?
Going overboard, it's fucking shit.
Hubie was a bit shit.
Adam
as well.
Sandler's the guy from 50 First Dates and Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore, right?
Yeah. So he made a movie called That's My Boy, which is basically about a school kid, who ends up nailing the teacher. And he gets the teacher pregnant.
Oh.
And the thing is, like, he's like 12.
Oh.
And everyone's like, yeah, go like high-fiving him and shit. It's a weird ass movie. It reminds the truck driving thing reminds us of that.
There's no wrong with fucking an underage boy getting a female teacher pregnant, but as soon as a male teacher gets a female student pregnant, all shit hits the fan. Even though it's exactly the same thing.
Rightfully so.
Well, actually, there's a really interesting theatre show I want to see called Scarborough. And obviously it's set in Scarborough. How old's the student? I think the student's 16, and the teacher's like 27. But basically,
who's the older one? Is it a male or female teacher?
Whoa. This is the thing. This is the thing. So Act 1 it's a male teacher, it's a female teacher and a male student.
Mm-hmm.
And Act 2 is the same. Play again, exactly the same, but only the genders are reversed. It's a male teacher and a female student. And
Dun, dun, dun.
and that's the thing. It's all to do with the how the audience reacts. Because you watch the first act, you're like, oh yeah, come on, they love each other. Come on, understand. They have no compassion. They should have waited, and it was a bit wrong. All this blah bullshit. And then Act 2 comes around, and they're all like, oh, how dare he, the filthy animal, taking advantage of a young, inexperienced girl like that, blah, 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 blah. Even though, if you look at the statistics, girls mature faster than boys. So it's actually the male student that's been taken more advantage of, if you want to put it that way.
Well, I'm a firm believer of if you haven't matured by the time you get to my age, you don't have to anymore.
Okay.
You hear that, kids? By the time you're in your mid-30s, if you haven't matured, you're fucked.
Yeah. No, but it's a really interesting play. Like, 'cause obviously it's only 45 minutes long because you watch it twice, but it. People have said, what as an audience watching it, you can see the people around you. Like, some of them realise what they've done and go, actually, it's going both ways. But some people just don't get it and just like, you know, they don't make the connection.
There's a lot of that. There was reminds us of a Derren Brown episode. I think it was episode. I don't know what he used to do like back in when he was on Channel 4. Like where he blindfolded a whole load of people and took them to Shepherd's Bush. And then the whole show was just like him subtly revealing that they're in Shepherd's Bush.
What's Shepherd's Bush?
It's just a place in London. Not a euphemism.
No, I didn't know if it was like a place that was like infamous with like something.
No, it's just a place called Shepherd's Bush. There was like a theatre there, and it was like his audience was like a few celebrities and whatnot. And basically, all he did was he blindfolded them. Was like, right, I'm going to take you to a mystery location, and we're going to enjoy a Derren Brown show. Anyway, this wasn't the thing that he did. He did a show where they're in a studio, and basically they mess with this guy's life, like in a funny way, and they all have to wear like the anonymous masks.
Yeah. Oh, what like V for Vendetta?
Yeah, they all have to wear like a similar-ish mask, and they all act on mob rule kind of thing. Like whole studio audience, basically this guy has no idea. Like he's been put forward for a reality TV show as far as he knows, and he's given his permission for stuff to happen, but he doesn't know. And basically his fate for the day is controlled by this random studio audience.
So are the audience like in the theatre for like 12 hours watching his day, like live?
Well, yeah, basically. Well, between a certain time, like between 6 p.m. to like about 10 p.m. Like them kind of times.
Oh, so like 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours.
Yeah, so they're in there, and as far as they know, their studio audience, they can come and go as they please. If they need the toilet, it's there. Snacks have been provided, the usual stuff. But the main thing is like they're all act on mob rule, and basically there's a few scenarios where they've tried to lead him down like certain ways to get him into positions, to get him like into things. It's daft things. It's like, do you want his like tap faucet to fail? And they've rigged it up so his tap faucet fails. So oh damn it, I'm wet. Wipes the water off, and everyone's like, I got wet. That's how we're doing. And like the show was like for an hour. Like obviously they cut it down, and it ends up like where they take it to a certain extreme. Where it's like, oh, should we pretend like he's our actors? Like they've got like 3 burly blokes as actors. Should we pretend to mug him? And everyone's like, yeah, let's go, let's do that. And the guy like tries to avoid being mugged, and he runs out into the middle of a road, and he gets absolutely splattered by a taxi. Like absolutely fucking just, like proper car accident thing. And everybody just goes silent.
Oh no.
It's like, oh yeah, like when you say like the audience realizes the penny drops. These people who've had this guy's life for like about 4 hours, literally had his life. Now he's seems to be not, and like Derren plays it off as like, oh well, this is serious. This is this is definitely real, 100% real. Where we're getting ambulance and medics out there, and everybody's like, fuck, and like that whole realization of this audience of 100 people realizing that they have been like party to potential murder, which or manslaughter, or however they classify, like, oh fuck. And it's like, and then he like pulls the guy out from like backstage. he's actually a trained actor. And it's not some real guy, and it turns out this was all just an exercise to show you how mob rule is fucked up. You know how people or groups act in a situation when they think there's no consequences. Ironically, this was like about a year or two before Brexit happened, so nobody learned a fucking thing from it.
No. It kind of sounds like inspired a bit like Bardat tested in the 1950s. You know, when that American proved that the Germans actually weren't bad people, but it was like mob mentality.
Yeah, that's practically the same philosophy and thought behind it. It's the same principle behind it, and like the whole giving them masks and you know how they would act with anonymity. Like nobody knows who's making these decisions. Yeah, you know,
the thing is, it was interesting actually. I once watched it. I've sort of like studied that particular experiment, and I always found it interesting. And what was it now? Oh, that was it. It was someone who was strapped down to a chair, and it was another individual who was like an actor dressed as a doctor. So they were both actors, and they would basically get members of the public to say, "Okay, here's a dial that will electrocute them, and I want you to turn it up as I say to turn it up." And the dial had like features on it saying, you know, this will, you know, won't be very dangerous, and this will be very dangerous, and you know, it keeps getting more and more dangerous until it says, you know, deadly, and the amount of people that went, okay, yeah, I'll press it, or because an authority figure told them it was okay to do so. Yeah, I was like, well, if these everyday individuals can do it, you know, these everyday American-loving Americans. Exactly the same with Germans, and Hitler saying, you know, hate the Jews and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one of them things like they just follow blindly, and it's still true today as it is. It was back then. It's just
as humans, we don't like to stick out.
I don't know, like the amount of people who want YouTube as a career, me included.
Yeah, there's that with YouTube, but it's a very specific. Like, you know, it's been proven that that type of fame it can be a very good thing.
Yeah.
But like, you know, people hate to be told or hate to be made out of a fool. Like, another test I did was where they got one individual who wasn't an actor and the rest were actors, and what they had to do, it was simply there were 4 lines, and there was one that was clearly the longest line, and the question was, which one is the longest? And they were like, okay, and they'll go, yeah, it's that one, it's B, because B was clearly like obvious it was the longest. But then all the other like actors would go together and go, I think it's C, and they would all go C, and even when they knew. They knew they were right because it was obvious because the evidence is there in front of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them would change the answer.
Yeah, because
it was
majority
obvious. They were
rules.
like, oh, there must be, there must be something they're seeing that I'm not seeing. I must be stupid, or it's a trick question. You know. The thing is, for me personally, I hate being wrong, but I don't like being wrong because I don't like being wrong. I hate being wrong because I hate having to admit it. Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people are like that. They hate admitting they're wrong.
That's a position.
Because some people, you know, some people rub it in. You know, not everyone's.
Right. Sometimes rightfully so. Like I'm not going to let anybody who voted for Brexit live it down ever. Especially after being sore winners. Absolutely not.
No, the thing is though, if you've made a mistake, and then you rub it into that person, the next time that person makes a mistake against you, they're not gonna admit it because they're like, oh well, last time he did this to me.
Yeah, well, that's
So I
the
think,
thing,
you know,
though, isn't
someone,
it? It's sour grapes. It's,
yeah, but I think as humans, we've got to fight it. We've got to fight that urge to rub it in, because the thing is, it's the thing with us kids as well. You know, the younger generation, when something's wrong, tell an adult. But yet, if they see you rubbing it in, are they going to want to come to you? Because like, well, they rubbed it in with that person, so
Yeah.
they're going to do the same with me. Like, you know.
that should be more for like anybody who's teaching. If you've got kids or
Aren't we all
parents.
teachers for the children? Aren't we all teachers for children?
Not really. Some children don't want to be taught. I don't blame them. Because if we've got the accumulation of knowledge of millennia with facts and evidence and historical like records to look back on, and we've ended up in the position we're in at the moment. Right? No, you don't learn from people who repeat history. You learn from people who learn from history and don't make the same mistakes. Unfortunately, I don't think we're at that position yet in life.
I think it's quite hard. I think it is quite hard because there's so many people that are like, oh, it will be different this time. It'll be different this time, and it just never is.
It never is. It's like the
I think
pandemic.
they said it bad. Have you ever played Is it Far Cry? Yeah, Far Cry 3.
Nope.
Far Cry 3. It's a fantastic game. I would highly recommend playing it. But he says he's got a very good monologue in it. Vex, so Vens, I think the character is, and he says, you know, his most famous line is, you know, do you know the definition of insanity? And you know, you're trying the same motherfucking thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
That's like an Einstein quote, though, isn't it? I think it's an Einstein quote. I'm not sure. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome.
Yeah.
Something along their lines, anyway.
Which is true, isn't it?
Well, it is.
But yeah, there's people, you know, I think they're blowing crazy people are who try the same experiments again and again and again and change like one tiny feature and then study those changes, like the dedication.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know, respect where respect's due, man. Respect where respect's due. What about you, Mr. Unic? Oh, it's gone. Oh, he's having a problem with Discord, isn't he?
Yeah.
Craig is.
Yeah, he said he put him on the chat, bloody Discord again.
Ah. I'm sure he'll come back in no time. I think it's phones. I just don't. I think because mine runs better on my laptop than it does on my phone.
Craig doesn't have a laptop or computer like near him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Discord's not optimized for phones very well.
So we'll have to find a workaround at some point because I'm looking to upgrade equipment for everyone at some point if I can get the money. Big if. Because we're looking at it now, like when they announced like the vaccine, it was like, yeah, we can get back on with like running an event.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes, but like at the moment, it's not looking like the government's going to be doing anything in the time frame that we need it to be, which is pretty sharpish.
Well, the thing that gets me, I was listening to news about the vaccination, saying, "Oh, people should get it." What was it? Up to 3 weeks. 3 weeks after the
Yeah.
And then they were like, "No, actually, scratch that. 3 months." And you're just like,
well,
why?
See, the thing is, like, it says it needs 2 doses to be effective, and there is only data. They've only done tests on doing the dosage twice within a set period of time. There's no data to back up if there are if it's good for vaccinations like with 3-month gap. That's just guesswork on behalf of whoever's. I'm assuming it's government because like doctors wouldn't intentionally like release a vaccine and say like it's for 2 doses, but then turn around and well, we don't have the money available at the moment, so let's spread it out a bit. Which
Yeah,
I think's dog shit, because these vaccines, as soon as they went into phase 3 trials, these vaccines apparently, allegedly, went into production, like on the back of the hope that these vaccines are going to be used and they will be approved, hopefully. Not that we expect them not to be approved, or the recipe needs changing out like that, but they will definitely be approved. So when the government's put in an order, I think it was 100 million AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. Like as soon as that order was put in, like production of this vaccine like went live. So they've had since I think it's been October-ish time for them to like pull the finger out and really go for it, vaccine wise. Around about October time to produce them. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, you know, they've took the time and they've obviously wasted it and it's a waste of money. But when you order something at a certain time scale, you'd expect like the majority of it to be done. Especially when it's like, theoretically, if the government pulled out all the stops, which I'm hoping they're going to do tonight. My hope is that Boris is going to sit down. He's going to say, yes, we are going into another national lockdown. However, when we come out of this lockdown, everyone's going to be sorted. Which I'm hoping, because if they say like there's 50% of the order, 50 million vaccinations are available now, then that's enough to give us normality back. And I'm like I say, I'm no doctor, I'm no physician, I'm no virologist or anything like that. I'm just a fat guy on the internet with an opinion. But
what's a virologist? I've never heard of that medical title before.
Or just somebody who's good with like viruses and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So
I've always called him a virologist, but yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just my pronunciation's a bit weird. So what we've got is we have 100 million vaccinations. The population is 66 million, of which I believe about 1 million people have already had their first jab. So theoretically, what is it, like 120, 130 odd million vaccines, and I think we've ordered more of the Moderna vaccine, the Oxford vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine, and I think there's a few other vaccines that we've also like hedged our bets with, let's say. So there is physically enough vaccine ordered to vaccinate the whole country. Now, my issue is that they are doing it so slowly. Like, so goddamn slow. And I don't have a problem with the NHS. This isn't an NHS logistical problem here. This isn't the doctors and nurses, like, boo, you're doing it too slow, speed the fuck up kind of thing. This is...
Yeah, of course.
The government has had, since last March, to put into effect a plan of action for how they would distribute the vaccine, a successful vaccine at that. Like they've had all this time in which to sit back and have somebody, a professional, plan it and say, right then, we're looking at getting a vaccine at X date and we want it out and we want to distribute it in this way. It doesn't seem like they've done that whatsoever. It just seems like what they've done is they've said, we've got a vaccine, whoopee. We'll figure out how to distribute it in the next couple of weeks. Like, nobody's done the work. They've sat on their asses for almost a year.
This is the thing. I was talking to if you go to an EE shop, the way that they've got their social distancing and, you know, everything set up is absolutely amazing. I mean, you get free pens now. If you go and do a contact with them, they give you a pen, if you've not brought your own, to do all the paperwork with, and you get to keep it.
Yeah.
And that's to, you know, lower the AIDS. And the thing is, they were, I think I was talking to someone, I said, oh yeah, from a week into lockdown, when we went to shut, they were already sorting out how to approach it when they get back. You're just like, yeah.
So that's the same thing for us. Like, as soon as we discovered like lockdown was a set thing, like we've been like our health and safety, our whole trying to get the event back to normality kind of thing That's been the main focus, and doing the health and safety for a whole event, which has thousands of people, has been an absolute pain in the arse. And the thing was, it would be straightforward, like if the government were more forthright with the information that they gave us, but they didn't. They were basically, we're going into lockdown, good luck, lol. And that was it. Like, you can't have an event. Tough shit for you, I suppose. And like for us, like we have to play it all by ear still. And coming out of it, as soon as they had
Let's go.
the vaccine approved, that was that then threw up different scenarios. So, looking at the event as it is now, we want to still go ahead. We want to go ahead. However, it's still uncertain until March. And the reason behind that is we need 75%, 80% of the population properly vaccinated to be able to run the event. And we'd need that by around about end of March, beginning of April time. Otherwise, financially, it might not be a viable thing to do. Because obviously, like running a convention with 3 months run up, even though like we have all the planning from 2020, it's still running a whole new event from scratch. And like we could do it in 3 months. Like we could do it. Like you give us from March, we'll have April, May, June. That can be done, but we need. I think the official things like 70% of the population have to be vaccinated against it for normality to return. I know everyone uses like, oh, we want normality return, but there's like everything in between. And given the government's numbers, it's not looking like that at all. And you'd think a government would want their country to be back up to normality ASAP.
Yeah, you look at like the thing is, you look at goddamn like Norway and Sweden and stuff like that. Like like dealt with it at the beginning.
Oh no, they didn't do well at all. Sweden actually, their prime minister came out and said, no, we fucked up. The turn around, our approach was the wrong one. Because they let it try to run its course a little bit, and now they're saying like, well, with hindsight, it's fucked up, big time.
I'm talking about New Zealand then.
Oh, New Zealand's been impeccable. Like New Zealand is the gold standard of pandemic response.
Yeah, New Zealand's like that. New Zealand's like that kid that you have at school that's like the good kid, the best kid.
The teacher always points out and goes, you could be like them if you just apply yourself.
Yeah.
And then everybody resents them for being smart.
Yeah.
But that's...
God damn it, New Zealand! Why do you have to be so good?
Yeah. Why do you have to show us up, you bastards? But that's the thing. Like New Zealand have handled it well and everyone's like, oh, well, they're a small country, they don't have one. It's like, fuck off. They're a first world country. They've got a huge trading partnership with lots of Asian countries. Of which, let's not forget that Asia is where this whole virus originated from. So they've been right next door, right on the forefront of all of this, and they've knocked it out of the park. Couple of cases here, I don't know if they've had any deaths. Maybe 1 or 2. Like their death figures are in the tens, if that. Like we're surpassing 75,000. At the moment.
Yeah, like we get like 50,000 cases a day. It's like, pretty
and we're looking at national lockdown number 3. So that speaks volumes of like where we are now. But back to running SunnyCon, for it to happen for us, we'd need like the immunisation to be rolled out, and the government's saying, well, we can get about 2 million people immunised a week, and obviously it takes no mathematician to think, well, that's going to take you well into next year. Like even if you do 2 million people out of 66 million, that's 33 weeks. 33 weeks to get a whole nation back on its feet. All the while people still can't go out and work. People can't do their jobs. People can't get back to normality unless they have had the jab. And then it's going to be a case of, well, half the people are immune and the other half aren't. And as soon as people are the majority's immune, then they're obviously going to turn around and say, right, everyone back to work. Even though it's like, well, I haven't had my jab yet. It's like, tough shit, everyone's going back to work. And then you just risk of spreading it even more. And there's more deaths. So it's like, oh, tough shit, if people are like immune to it, still doesn't mean that they can't carry the virus with them. So everyone will be going back to normal, not washing the face properly and all that shite. And if you haven't had the jab, if you weren't in a high-risk thing, tough shit. Normality's back as far as the government's concerned, and you can get back to work, you squids. So
The thing is, someone showed such an interesting picture. Someone's like, it showed a picture of like, this is how the Spanish, no, not the Spanish, this is how we dealt with the Spanish flu. And it showed a picture of them dealing with the Spanish flu. And guess what? They're all wearing masks.
alright. No, like it's basic, simple hygiene. Basic hygiene and common sense. And that's the thing that most, if not all, pandemics get sorted. Like, but my point is now that we are now at a point where the country has virus. We have means of production and producing a virus. If there was a way that we could ramp up production, like the government just throws money at it, throws money at the production, and then says, right, we need X amount of vials, like 5 million vials. If they just upped it, if they could up it to 6 million inoculations per week. Now you've got to think this is in 2 doses as well. So 6 million. Yeah. Within 10 weeks, everyone's practically, well, 10 or 11 weeks, everyone's practically immunised for the first one. And then, well, the second immunisation, then it's more effective. But, like, if they could turn around and do 6 million, I reckon they could do 10 million immunisations. And my theory is this, because the GPs in the United Kingdom, there are about 6,000 general practitioners out there. And these GPs have about 3 doctors, maybe 2 nurses. I'm not saying, like, use the whole staffing. Like, let's say for every GP, you've got about 3 people who can administer a inoculation. And, like, that, so there's 6, 3, it's 21. So there's 21,000. That's if they do 1 person a day. 21,000 across the whole GP system. Oh, Donna's got Boris on at the moment. But now you think, if they
Sorry,
can
what's Donna doing with Boris?
Darsha's got Boris on the she's gonna update us on what he says on the chat. Okay. So if you're on the YouTube chat, Donna will be updating us on what Boris is getting up to. But
I'm on the Twitch chat, just trying to keep that number up.
I'm not bothered about the Twitch numbers. YouTube and Facebook's the ones at the moment that are currently worth something. But anyway, like you said,
it is the one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
I'm so saying like 21,000 inoculations and that. If every GP's office has that, like 21,000 in the country. Now imagine this, like say a 12-hour shift, 5 minutes per inoculation. So you're 21,000 times that by 5, 5, 6. Hang on, how many 5 minutes is in 60? This is where the math gets hard for us. Hey Google, what's 60 divided by 5? Okay, so 12. 12 by 12. Hey Google, times 12 by 12. We're getting there. So 144. Hey Google, times 144 by 21,000. The hell? Alright then, 2 seconds. I'm going to do this the old calculator way. So, we have potentially 21,000 times that by 144. So, in the space of 1 day, in the space of 1 day, if all GPs are working, we can approximately get 3 million, just over 3 million people inoculated. And like I say, that's 3 GPs or nurses working in each GP location. Now, I know there's more than 6,000, but I'm just rounding it down just for extra, because obviously they are humans. So
Yeah.
we can approximately inoculate 3 million people in a day. So that's about 22 days. In 22 days, just GPs alone. It'll obviously be 44 because it's going to be double doses, but that's the maths behind it. So in about 44 days from now, which is about mid-March, we could theoretically have the whole country inoculated if the stocks, the logistics, and the organisation was much better than what it is now. And now the thing is, if Boris turns around and says, right, we're going into another national lockdown, schools are closed, then we can turn around and what he should say is, right, we're ramping up the national inoculation scheme. We're going to open stadiums, we're going to open arenas, we're going to hire in people who can, like, administer a jab, and we're going to make sure that the majority of people get it. And I tell you now, within a week, they could get the whole country inoculated if they opened up stadiums and arenas. Like I say, 6,000 general practitioner practices around the country, that's one thing. That's 3 million. But you up that to around about a workforce of 100 people in a football stadium, in highly populated, densely populated areas, you could have everyone inoculated.
And I think
In literally a month.
I look at the amount of like doctors and nurses. You know, we've got retired doctors and nurses that have come out of retirement in order to help with this pandemic.
Yeah.
And young nurses that are being sent into it, you know, early.
Well, this is the thing. Like the workforce is there. We have the workforce, and the thing is, like, what would you rather have? Would you rather take 1 week out and have an extensive rollout of this thing? Like I say, throw money at getting the vaccine made. If they need another factory, build them another factory. Get them through that rigorous testing process and get the vaccines in the bottles, out in fridges, dispatched straight away. Like, there's no problem that money can't solve. Apart from a few problems, but there's no problem, like, in this world, that, especially pandemic wise, that money can't solve. And like a couple of million here, and we could literally restart the country again in March. We could restart work, we could restart, people could go out feeling safe in the knowledge, like, you know, that they're immunised, the vaccine has worked for them. Coronavirus now becomes like just a footnote in history. Something that humanity's took a year to come together and fight against, and we've done it splendidly. You know?
Like coronavirus becomes a thing like the common cold.
Yeah, if that, and people immunised against it, and then they can start doing we look into like the further reaching like health implications of like if there is a mutant strain, just get it under control. But having people immunised and out there and getting the country back, and like I say, it can only take them about a month. If you open arenas, if you open stadiums in densely populated areas, and you say to people, right, in the next month, because we're locked down, because nobody's doing anything, everyone's going to be sitting there, everyone's going to be bored, everybody's going to be watching as the death toll rises and rises and rises. And if this government doesn't turn around and say, right, we are upping the immunisation and the vaccines, we want 6 to 7 million people a day vaccinated. We'll have people working around the clock, because this is now untenable. This is now a situation we don't want anymore. Because we're all sick of it last year. Now we have the means to turn around and actually, you know, take back control of our lives. And it's there. It's in a little bottle that takes like about a day to make. So that's, I don't know. It's just something for me. Like we're as a country, we can turn around and we can have a general election, and with 4 weeks of planning, we can correlate votes from practically every citizen in the country and have that tallied up within 48 hours. Yet when it comes to when we actually need speed, organisation and logistics, they're fucking missing. You know, no one's got shit for like vaccination or anything. You know, the government's incompetent. They don't want help. They don't seem like they need help. They're happy to sit on their arse, watch the death toll rise. When the means are there, the means of saving lives are there, but they don't want it. And that's the conundrum we've got. We want the government to roll out this vaccination as soon as possible. And it's like I say, I might be sitting here like unrealistically saying, well, you know, we need to like about a month we can do it. But obviously, like even up to April, even if we can get up to April and get everything done and everybody sorted, just use that time wisely. But they're not.
I think Unas Arna said it better. You know, there's only so much time.
There is, and it's the thing is like usually I get really like pent up and angry about it because obviously like you know your political leanings, they're going to play a factor into this, and if obviously if you don't like the idiots in charge, then I've got bad news for you. But that's one of those things. Like I would be willing to give these incompetent bunch like the benefit of the doubt. I'd be willing to turn around and say, you know what, I was wrong, they've handled this well, but they haven't. They haven't even tried. And like I'm saying, like if I was in charge, as soon as that vaccine gets approved, as soon as like that vaccine is like, yep, okay, right, that's it. All these stadiums, all the football stadiums, all of the arenas, every venue, community centres, everything like that. Get your Boots pharmacies, your Asda pharmacies, your Tesco pharmacies. If there's a pharmaceutical thing in a supermarket, get them in and on board, because they can like give out vaccines and say, right then, we'll get it done. People get the vaccine and within a week they're healed, they're sorted. And then you gradually open up after a month after, make sure there's no side effects or anything like that. Gradually open up and bang, life is back. And then the next general election, you could turn around and be like, we rolled out that vaccine faster than anybody else. Our government helped facilitate that. But instead, no. We're getting locked down. Oh, and then we're like, oh, we're going to have another lockdown. But it's going to be a shorter lockdown because we don't want people to suffer. But we want to keep the schools open. And it's like, oh, well, keeping the schools open was a bad idea anyway, so we're going to have to go out, have another bigger lockdown. And yeah, more people have died. Whoops.
Yeah, it's kind of like that meme from South Park. Or to do with, have you seen the ones where it's to do with the oil spillages?
Yeah, we're sorry.
And the guy's like, we're sorry.
We're so sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's basically that's Boris Johnson fucking. We're sorry. We're so sorry. 75,000 people have died. They couldn't take it on the chin, but I could. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were born poor.
Yeah, that's and like I say, vaccines there, just fucking roll it out, you fat piece of shit. Hey Cole, I'm ranting. Right, so Jonathan, Donna has been updating me. So primary schools are now all closed.
Okay.
So anybody who sat there and had to go through the stress of getting their kids ready tomorrow, for yesterday, for today, knowing fine well that the schools are going to be one, overwhelmed, and two, there is a virus out there that is now 70% more likely to fucking hit you. Now that, you know, why didn't he announce that yesterday? Why the fuck didn't he announce that yesterday? Like, I was one of them parents, and the thing was, like, Gareth woke up this morning, stomach ache. Like, I don't know if it was a stress stomach ache or whatever the fuck it was, but he had a stomach ache. And you know what it was? I didn't even bother to like ask if he was faking it or not. I just believed him 100%, because sometimes you know how kids try to get off school because they don't want to go.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking question it. I was like, thank fuck he's ill. You know, thank fuck I've got an excuse to keep him off school. Legitimately, I don't have to send him in. You know, turns out he's still like got an upset tummy at the moment, so you know, obviously, but he's going to get better. I didn't have to send him into that environment, and that, you know, on low key, I was like, thank fuck for that. And now for that cunt to go on telly now and say like, oh well, we're closing all primary schools now. The amount of stress, the amount of pain those teachers have had to go through, because they know one, that it's an absolute hot pot of shit out there. Like you want to mix kids with like a more mutant strain of the virus, and you want to put like teachers front line of it, all because kids who can learn at home or online, you know, people can work at home, but kids aren't allowed. But anyway, rant time over for that one.
No, but this okay. Finish everything that Boris has said, and then.
Okay, so Donna's followed up as well. Lockdown till at least mid-February, and they hope to have all vulnerable immunised by then. So
Another lockdown.
yeah, but this is the thing when Donna says that they hope to have only the vulnerable immunised by then. That shows me one or two things. That shows me one, they're not willing to go out there and say, right, we want everybody immunised, not just the vulnerable, but they need the general public. They need 70% of the general public, not just the vulnerable. Now, I understand. Now, this isn't saying like boo the vulnerable for getting ahead of us in the queue. This is, you need 70% immunisation for any like kind of contagious scenario to work. So if you only do the vulnerable, which I believe there's only about 6%, 6 million people or something like that, like, I don't know. Are they doing enough? Are they really doing enough? So either they're not getting the vaccines on time, or somewhere down that line they just can't be asked. Because like, remember what I was saying before, 1 month you could get the whole population immunised, and if they're not putting us into lockdown and then having everybody immunised, then what the fuck are they doing? Or is it that they've said we've ordered 100 million, but that money's actually being filtered through to their mates, and they don't want people to catch on that they've funneled money illegally just to their mates and not
So
to...
when are we supposed to be going into the second lockdown?
Now?
Sorry, not the second one, the
Third
one.
Yeah, effective immediately, probably.
Well,
from tomorrow, so probably it's from midnight, Donna's saying there. But...
From midnight tonight or midnight tomorrow night?
No, midnight now, like in a few hours. So the new goal is to vaccinate 2 million people a week.
Well, that's a bit crazy, because I was supposed to have my not my first shift back. I was supposed to be at work tomorrow, and it was being discussed at work that if we go into another lockdown, I'd probably lost my job. So, yep. Yeah, it's at the bottom of the list of my fucking worries, mate. Like, you know, I've lost 4 people I care very dearly about, like, during this pandemic. Like, losing my job is, like, the least of my worries.
Still, though, you know, even though things can be worse, it still sucks.
Yes,
I
it does.
don't want to see anybody go and suffer anymore. And I can sit here and rant about it, but that just sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's okay. It's like I'm on universal credit at the moment, and if worst comes to worst, I can always move back to Sheffield because I know I've always got a home there. So I'm not too unduly worried. It's just my colleagues.
They'll all be devastated and whatnot. Like, you know, you've made good friends and whatnot, and like associates.
This is the thing. Like, my main boss Celia, she's in her 50s. Let me just think. She's in her 50s, and I think she says she's 9 years away from retirement, 10 years away from retirement. Who's gonna want to hire her? Who's gonna want to hire her? Like, she's got managerial experience. Like, she's got over 20, 30 years of managerial experience. Like, she knows how to manage. But would you say she's a good manager? Would you say she's a good manager? I get along with her.
That's all you need, really. So, because when I work, like, most of my managers have been absolute dog shit. That's offensive to dog shit because their management styles.
We've had our arguments, we've had a disagreement.
Yeah, but everybody has disagreements.
And like she has her flaws, but then like every human being has their flaws. It's what makes a human. But she kind of like, she's good at putting that part of herself, like her personal side, to one side and being a manager.
Yeah.
And you know, a hell of a lot of respect for her.
It's a rare skill for that, especially in management, because a lot of them like their egos to take over.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I've never worked for. I think I've worked for like about 2 managers. I can probably name off the top of my head. 2 people who've been in a more senior position than me in jobs that I've worked. There's only 2 people I can say I can truly respect, and I can remember their names.
Yeah, like I do. You know, I get along with all my managers, apart from one where we abide each other's company. Like we put up with each other because we know we just don't like each other as people. But that's a different story.
Donna's put more stuff up.
That's good.
So
Okay.
Donna's confused if schools are open tomorrow, if they're closed tomorrow or closed from Wednesday. Probably it's closed tomorrow. She's saying at current, the lockdown's until mid-February. Maybe longer, it will be reviewed. Vulnerable, over 70s and all the high-risk categories vaccinated by mid-February, they want. He said it takes 2 to 3 weeks after to be fully immune. And that will be a big chunk of the population vaccinated. And yeah, schools are shut tomorrow, same for lockdown starting. Usually after didn't seem confident that the NHS have enough staff to vaccinate Boris's number of 2 million. And said that sucks, Jonathan.
Oh, thank you for your appreciation, Donna. But I think at the end of the day, like, I don't really, I don't want to really slag off my company because I could still have a job. It's only like it's the worst.
Call
case
them
scenario.
bastards. Call them Scrooge McDucks.
Well, they don't, as a company, they don't really give us any incentives to want to sort of show them loyalty.
Yeah,
Like
I've worked for
like,
the same company, Jonathan. I know exactly what you mean.
So I'm gonna give facts here. None of these are my personal opinion. These are facts. So you can't really fire me for saying facts.
Well, I don't think anyone of them's going to be watching this.
Yeah, I think so. Basically, so our managers are paid 30 pence more than the rest of the staff. So if you're a manager, you get paid 30 pence more, but you are lumbered with like a ridiculous.
Is that per hour? 30 pence per hour more?
Yeah, an extra 30. You're paid an extra 30 pence per hour. So every 3 hours you work, you get 90 pence. So you're not even getting an extra pound for every three extra hours you work. You are given lots of extra responsibilities and duties, and like a hell of a lot more that is worth more than 30 pence. And the only leave they offer is maternity leave.
Yeah.
And probably the only reason why they offer that is because they claim it back after 3 months.
Oh no, I know this. When I used to work for this company, I was once called in to do a 1-hour shift, and I had it takes me about 45 minutes to get to where the place was, and 45 minutes back. So for a 1 hour's work, and I was on, what was it? £3 an hour, £2.80 an hour. This is because in Britain when you hit minimum wage you've got to be like 18. So like I was.
No, you actually don't get paid the true minimum wage until you're 25 now. I don't know if it's changed.
Oh no, I know that's bullshit. Like I reckon it should be national minimum wage for all ages, not just slave labour for some poor kids. But I'm speaking because I was one of them poor kids, and it got to a point where like the hours that I was doing, it was actually like paying less than me paper round that I used to have. Yeah,
like this is the thing. I've worked for this company for 3 years. Coming to 3 years, and I've only ever got pay rises when the national minimum wage has gone up, and I also got a pay increase by 50. I think it was 51 pence when I turned 25, and I was like, I'm doing the same job. I'm not getting any extra duties.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm being paid an extra 51 pence. But yeah, managers are being paid an extra 30 pence, and they get loads of it.
I say the thing is, 30 pence extra isn't that much with management. Like I've been in companies where I've worked with management. The thing is, like, I did do a training scheme beforehand. I spent 3 months training in management. I learned NVQ level 4 in retail. I don't know if they do NVQs anymore. Thinking about it, but I did all the training. I worked my way up into management, and I ended up getting like a management position in 2 departments rather than just the one.
Because you were just that good.
Yeah, I'd like to think that, but they wanted to save on wages, and that was
Of course.
that was the thing that fucked me over, because it got to the point where I'd worked my arse off to get to this position, and it came to my second Christmas working for this company, and they turned round and the head managers turned round and had us all in, and they pulled us in like bit by bit and said like, oh, we're gonna have to cut your hours down. And this was over Christmas. You know, my time to shine. I am amazing at Christmas, because I used to
Amazing,
work.
full stop. Come on.
I used to work in the warehouse, so I could clean a warehouse like single-handedly, while everyone else is on tills and whatnot. I could get them shelves stacked in record time, and for that they knew that because they got me to do Carlisle's store. They paid for me to go out there in a train or and stay in a hotel for 2 nights and absolutely demolish what was left in Carlisle's stock room. But that's a different story.
I forget. Is Carlisle an island or a place?
Oh no, it's a place. It's on the western part of.
No,
the
I didn't know if it was like one of those islands like the Isle of Man.
Oh no, it might as well be an island when the floods hit though. But it's a canny town. I've got a soft. I must admit I do have a soft spot for Carlisle. It's next to Barrow-in-Furness, where there's a lot of SunnyCon attendees come from. So shout out to all of you from Barrow-in-Furness, because there's a youth club that makes the journey every year.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's great to see weebs from all over the country. But
Yeah.
like I'm saying,
I lonely Texan as well.
like I'm saying, with what I had at this place, like they turn around and says, oh, we can't pay you your full-time wage hours, would you be willing to take some hour cuts? And I was like, well, no, because you know I've worked my arse off for these hours, and you know I've got bills to pay, so I need these hours. And it turned round, and the next go into the staff room, look on the board, I've went from like the 40 hours down to 16. And I'm like, this is you just cut me hours off. I'm like, yeah, well, you can get more time to spend for Christmas. I was like, no, I didn't agree to this. And turns out that their workaround was they gave my hours to somebody who was a temp, a Christmas temp. They had shifted my extra 20 odd hours onto them, and they were looking to save money because they get paid a lower wage than me.
Oh.
Because management obviously get a bigger cut. So with that I walked out. I'm not good at saying I quit that well. It's like, well, if this like either bores me or there's something that pisses off, I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
I can't say anything nice. Just forget it. You don't get like you don't get the benefit of having me go out of my way to say, you know, I quit and this is why I quit.
This is the thing that kind of gets me. Like, they don't offer they offer like maternity leave pay because they have to. They offer they got the pension scheme. That's also the law.
Yeah.
Funny story, by the way. They've been late on payments 6 or 7 times.
Are they getting furlough from the government as well?
No rest.
Yeah, but I'm talking. This was before furlough as well. Like, the last, because we switched companies in furlough. So
Yeah.
the last company hadn't paid our pension, or hadn't paid into our pension pot for 3 months, and then they were
literally,
bankrupt.
That's literally criminal.
Yeah, well, they went bankrupt. So this new company, they're saying they've been late. I think 5 times they've been late, but they paid it. But they paid it late.
Yeah, I mean, even though you don't fuck with people's pensions, that's
No.
you know that's a future nest egg and that, and especially because people's investments and that. Because I used to, when I used to work as a security guard, I worked for a company that actually gave me a pension and the option to get shares in the company.
Yeah.
Didn't last that long. I ended up selling the shares. Got a tidy sum for the shares as well.
Stocks.
Which was
My
quite
work
good.
chat's just started lighting up, so I think everyone's lockdown. Yeah, lockdown again. But this is the whole thing I don't understand. Like companies, they don't offer bereavement, sick days. Like they offer sick days, but they don't pay for sick days, which is like, yeah, I can understand that. But they don't offer you bereavement pay. Like, I'm sorry, but people can't help dying.
But especially
like,
in this time.
Yeah, and they just don't offer any sort of like anything. And then the sort of you'd say, oh, we can't understand why people don't want to be managers for our company. It's like, well, offer us incentives. Like, give us a 5-10% discount to buy products in your store. Offer 10 days bereavement pay. Offer like a sick day with like, but pay the person like a tenner.
Yeah.
At least offer a paltry sum. I'm not asking for the world here. I'm just asking for a paltry sum of recognition to show like appreciation.
Right. It's the little things,
Like,
and that's what they found. Like, I mean, with when you look at like the minimum basic universal income, which is something that's being touted, but they're never going to do it because that would show people that it's doable. Like, enough to cover your rent, enough to cover basic food and your basic utilities.
Is that the one where basically they give every single person like a very like a minimum wage, regardless of if they work or not?
Yes.
Everyone gets that, but if you want more, you have to work for it.
Yeah. And
like,
then,
I think, what did they say it was? Did they say it was like?
Understood.
It will be like £10,000 a year per person, or like £7 per year.
well,
like it's enough to exist on, but not enough to do anything nice. And then anything you work is yours, like extra.
yeah, it's let's say the basic principle behind it is that nobody is destitute. Nobody's left destitute from having no job. Like, anything can happen. Like, the government was supposed to be, especially like benefits, they're supposed to be this like safety net. But when you do fall, and people do fall, like a lot, like I wouldn't be anywhere without like the benefits. And I know so many people now. Some actually berate people on benefits now because they don't learn the lessons from life. But they were once.
The thing is, I'm so thankful to like the national credit that I've received, and not just that, like my consultation with the woman who like spoke to me and like processed my claim, could not have done enough for me, and she treated me like. Not only did she treat me as a human, she treated me like I was her top priority. Mr. Broadhead, this and this needs doing. Have you done it? Yes. Well, thank you, sir. I will get onto it. Almost like she kind of made me feel like, do you know like classic fancy hotels where there's a bellboy, and you give them some money. And they then like, yes, of course I can do this for you, sir. Most certainly. Like, just that, like, it made me feel like reassured during it. Like,
it's a rare thing to come across somebody, especially in that work environment. Because I've dealt with job advisors. Let's call them job advisors. Who have been condescending pricks. There was one occasion where, this is before I started up Tucky's Anime, and basically I've had my self-employment plan ready and everything. So I was just waiting out these 2 weeks while I was on benefits so I could officially turn around and get my business set up, because I was part of a self-employment program where they teach you to do everything from basic accounting and all of that. And they didn't understand. They were just like, well, you still got to do a job search. I'm like, but I have a job. It's, I'm going to be self-employed. I've got my business. I've got everything you know, why do I need to do job search? And they're like, nah, you've got to find a job. Are you above working at McDonald's, or are you above working at Subway? Or there? I'm like, no, I've already worked at Subway.
Yeah. This is the other thing as well that I was really like. It actually shocked me when she was saying, "So, Mr. Broadhead, you know what skills have you got?" And I said, "Well, I've worked in retail for 2.5 years, so I have retail in the food industry, but it's not what I want to do. I've got a musical theatre degree. I want to become an actor." And she was not condescending in the slightest. Everyone always says, "Oh, as soon as you say you do this type of job or that type of job, they will like the person talk to you."
Oh yeah,
about being self-employed. No, she did not once talk down to me and like belittle what I love to do, and that like. And I actually nearly wrote a Christmas card to that department just to say thank you for like, and I think, you know, I still think I actually should write a letter to say how.
Yeah, just
like,
the politeness. It doesn't take much, but like I say, like, I mean, mine was a long-term unemployment course. I hadn't been employed for like what was it, like 6 months, and they put you on it. And you meet some of the most interesting people. Some of the most fascinating people, and I'm not saying that like, oh well, they're strange. You know, I'm not like that. I mean, like, some genuinely like interesting people when you're on unemployment, and there's lots of stories. It's like people who are like joiners and welders and that who no longer can do because something's went wrong in their work, or people who've had like a horrific injury and now they find themselves like stuck for a new lease of life. There was one guy who I met, and his name was Michael, and I'll never forget him. Like, it's one of them things like instant rapport. Like, he was down to earth, I was down to earth, and like we hit it off. And the thing was, he gave me his number to contact him like after the course was over, after he'd went his way, and I didn't follow up or anything. But I'll never forget him. And I don't know if he watches this or anything.
Well, have you still got the phone number?
No, I don't. I was a damn sight younger, and like me to go out my way and actually answer a phone call or make a phone call to hang out with somebody was, I mean, still today I've got like the kind of like a social anxiety. I know it's weird saying that, even though like I stream and I do YouTube videos, I can stand up in front of thousands of people at SunnyCon and
it's
because that's like if I don't do that, then people are just going to walk away. But it was some of the best times, because I mean we got put on a work placement. I say work placement, I use the term very loosely, as the work wasn't work, it was just slave labour for a guy who's just avoided paying anything and everything at a computer shop. Take that, my former IT teacher said I'd never do anything. I was actually a hardware engineer. Well, hardware and software engineer. And
this was all because you told him how to do his own job.
Yeah. So I'm working at this place, and there's a few of us like from the job centre, because obviously slave labour, you need a workforce like a sweatshop. And basically we got stuck upstairs and we were told to clean the upstairs. Now this is an old computer shop, so there was a lot of like dismantled PCs. There was processors lying around, RAM lying around, motherboards, monitors. Some worked, some didn't. And within a week, we had it up and running. Like me, Michael, and a couple of other people. We had it not only up and running, but a few of us were playing like World of Warcraft on it.
As you do.
Just fucking about on World of Warcraft. And we also found this other room where there was like printer ink, and it was like toner and printer ink and whatnot. And we were like, oh well, that's handy, because you know I'm good with eBay. So I started selling this guy's printer ink for him on eBay. I got access to his eBay account, and within the first 2 weeks of me having his eBay account, he made $7,000, all because of me. And this was just shit that was lying upstairs above his store that he wasn't fucking touching. I managed not only to sort it, but I made him $7,000. And do you know what I got told?
What?
clean the back garden.
As soon as you've done that.
No, like we'd fixed it all up, but there was one day he took us outside, and it's like there was a back garden at this place, and like obviously we've set this up, and he wanted to make like a support centre. He wanted to use the PCs that we cannibalised to be some sort of support centre for tech issues or what have you. You know, where people would just call in and we could help. And he, you know, decent enough idea. Unfortunately, none of us were call centre people, and he didn't have any phones. But you know, I could see where it was coming from. But it was like that. Turn around and like, no, can you clean the thing? And we're like, we're computer hardware engineers. We're not just general gardeners. I'm not into landscaping. And we were pissed off about that. And then the final straw came when he turns around, and I'm doing his stuff and that, and he's like, I'm like, oh, so you're going to be reinvesting this and buying a few more printer cartridges and whatnot? He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to buy myself a new game. And I was like,
a new game?
Yeah, just like a new game. Just rather than take this company, this business. Ooh, thank you, Rishki Raj, for sharing the stream. And hey, hello. So rather than reinvesting in more product, he would rather just spend the profits, all the savings on a game for himself personally. And then it came to it, and the job centre turned around and went, oh, well, they wanted to keep you on. And I was like, okay then. So I'm interested because, you know, paying work, and I'm not going to turn down paying work.
Yeah.
And then it turned around and says, they want you to run their eBay store. However, your wage will be 10% of what you make on eBay. And when it said 10%, I was like, all right. And it's like, my bus pass cost more than the wage that I would have been getting.
Yeah.
Because like, you know,
10% of £7,000 is like 700 quid.
Well, see, that's the thing, but
that's a good week.
That was with limited stock. That was the stock that they wanted me to sell, but that stock's going to run out. I'm not seeing him reinvesting. I'm not seeing him reinvesting in the slightest. Happy New Year to you, Rishik. Sorry, Jonathan. I am keeping tabs on the chat.
No. You're a multitasking man. Better than me.
But like I said, it was for me. It was like, I'm seeing this guy. He might be good at business, but to me, he's like, I'm selling his stuff. He's not reinvesting. He's not buying more product. You know, that the basic thing of buying and selling if you want to like own a business.
Yeah.
Just not doing it. So, do I want to pay for a bus pass and get nothing else, and then for the unemployment to turn around and say, oh well, you're getting a wage now. We don't have to pay you anything. Like, no, don't fudge.
Like my just to let you know, my works chat has filled up with about 20 messages, and I've only read like the first couple of ones because obviously dedicating my time to the stream.
All them Boris memes.
Pardon?
All them Boris memes.
No, Boris memes. Basically, as it stands, I am going to work tomorrow until work says otherwise.
Ah.
Until the inevitable, we have to close due to poor sales. Because,
yeah,
like who like this is for me. Who goes shopping to Tesco's or goes like towards Tesco's and goes, do you know what I want? I want to go to Tesco's, then go to
to the restaurant,
my place of work, just to then take it home.
Yeah.
Like people want to sit down.
Well, say this is the thing. Like, food establishments can be open for takeout.
Yeah.
Still, if
that's what we're doing. We're open for takeout.
Right. Well, brace yourself. Plan ahead, Jonathan. For any eventuality, and you know.
Yeah, I'm just not spending anything. Like I've been doing it for like the last like 3 or 4 weeks. Everything I buy from shops is reduced. Like I buy like what the only thing I haven't got that I learned, the only thing I'll buy because I think it's worth the difference is tomato sauce and butter.
Toilet paper for me. I can't use non-brand toilet paper. Like Charmin and Andrex, I can get away with the shades. Like the store only, I can get away with that. I don't want to seem like a bog roll snob, even though I am. But it's just one of them things I've inherited from my dad because I've had tracing paper, thin toilet paper.
Yeah,
Like
for me, it's Tesco's own brand. But like they have like 2 ranges. Like they have like the scum range. So I can't use the scum range. Mine has to be like the try hard range, which is like they call it triple ply, but it's essentially double ply. And for me, that's what I go for with toilet paper, and then a good quality flushable wipe.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Donna says she's ready for cuddles. It's probably he's taking a lot out of our watching all that news. It's one of them things where the news can change your mood.
Yeah, it can. I think I'm going to be ringing my dad after. After we finish at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think I'll be reading the full chat, saying my piece, and then ringing my mum and seeing how she's doing.
Yeah. Always best to check up. I hope Craig's doing alright. He just went off and he hasn't... like, he messaged in the chat saying, like, his Discord's bugging off, but...
Yeah, yes. Mr. Unicorn, if you are listening, all the love to you and your lovely wife. Oh, and the kids as well. We can't forget the kids.
Yeah. But it's yeah, because I was doing a video for our YouTube because I usually do like a behind the weebs at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, at the moment, like everything changes every 2 seconds. Like I was going to do one for the end of 2020, and then like we hit the second lockdown. So I was like, right, I've got to change me focus here. And then it's like, then the vaccine comes out. I'm like, okay then, going into the new year 2021, great, fantastic. And now it's like, oh, lockdown free. So it's like that's gonna have to be rearranged again. So because I want to update people on how it's all going or how it's all going to go. But there's new facts and new data every 2 bastard seconds at the moment. So it's trying to keep ahead of it and like being like, right then, well this is going to be our approach, and we're going to see how that works out, and fingers crossed it does work out. I'm hoping, because I'm seeing like national newspapers now put pressure on Boris to get vaccines done and asking for volunteers. And the thing is, today I was looking at applying and actually being a volunteer vaccinator.
Yeah, you are quick-fingered. You're like,
well, no, this is the thing. Like,
done.
I wanted to help out in some way, shape, or form, and I figure, like, if I could be trained, because all it is, like, I know I'm probably underselling it here, but if it's just sticking a needle in someone's arm, and then trying to keep them comfortable and trying to talk to them and whatnot through it. If it's just as simple as that, then I'd happily do it. Like 3-6 months, I'd happily go out of my way to make people comfortable and immunise as many people as possible. In fact, I'd go so far to say, like, look, can I go on record and try and become the person who's vaccinated the most people? Because I'd love to be a contributing factor to immunising a whole country, and like just one of me. I reckon I could do about 200 people a day, and that's not a euphemism either. That's
I wasn't taking it as a euphemism until now.
Get a tucky shot.
Yeah,
but
with your tucky shot.
But that's the thing. Like I was looking, but unfortunately, you'd have to be on a medical register, of which I don't. So
yeah.
Still, I was going to try, but
I reckon you could have. I reckon. You could have,
I'd love to have done it because, like I say, within a month we could have all this shit sorted. Within a month, people will be all immunised. But no, they keep leaving it too late. More people die. More of the NHS gets overrun. And I know the NHS is just sitting there waiting for this 350 million they were promised. And they're not getting it.
Yeah. There was never 350 million sadly.
Yeah. Who'll ever forget Nigel Farage? So you've won so when's the 350 million going to be paid? Oh, I didn't promise that. Like, mate, you had a big bus with it. Unbelievable.
Right.
Let night fall.
But I reckon it could be done, and it should be done. Donna's saying the toilet paper as it has 2 ranges of toilet roll.
Disappear.
Oh.
I think there was a few things out there you should pay good money for, and toilet rolls definitely.
Oh yeah. Toilet, like you said, sauce, always handy. Never have any like off-brand tomato sauce.
Yeah,
again,
other sauces, yes, but never like tomato sauce.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of the same with brown sauce. I'll only either have daddies or chop.
I've got daddies.
Like it's one of the things I grew up on daddies, so I was like, I'm not going to risk it. So it's one of them things like you cursed if you do. It's like when people religiously do a certain thing in a certain way because it's just the way they've always done it all their life. Brown sauce. They like that for me. Ah, crap.
I remember once seeing an LGBT advert which was all to do with red sauce and brown sauce. I found very interesting. Yeah, you're laughing. But basically what it was all these people at like a dinner table, and they were all like drenching, at a barbecue, and they were all having, different, brown sauces on burgers and
Yeah.
on, you're having the full Monty, and then they offer it to this bloke, like I think it's the son, and they go, brown sauce, and he stands up and he says, Mum, Dad, I've got an announcement to make, and they're like, okay, what is it got to say? And he's like, I like red sauce, and they all start laughing, and he goes, no, I'm a red sauce guy. And then like the dad like slams the table and he walks off, and he's like looking in the mirror, and he's like, he's got having this like crisis, and then you see him running back into the garden, and everyone's like, no, don't hit him, and he doesn't, he embraces him.
Yeah, it's the overreaction that can happen, like with an advert.
And then the advert was like, well, if this doesn't matter, and then it plays the scene again from the beginning, and it shows like the bloke who was like, it was a bloke stood next to him, but you thought he was like just a family member, but no, it's his boyfriend. And it's like, well, if that doesn't matter, what was it? Why argue over one simple difference?
Loads of things you can argue. Ah, crap. Right. I've got to try and get this done before. Because Donna's watching his Dark Materials. Hey, Google, stop. The BBC one, not the Golden Compass bollocks.
No rest for the wicked.
I'm a huge Philip Pullman fan.
Yeah, his Dark Materials, isn't it based on the Golden Compass?
Yeah, that's the whole gist of it. Oh, crap. You! Oh, I got it! Oof, got me last chest just in time. And Sam's just joined us, said hello, and feel like came at the great time. Aldi tomato sauce is the only cheaper brand. That's good. I don't know. So all this saucy conversation. So while I'm here, let's see what I've got to work with. Not enough Prisma gems for a wish. However, I should be able. No, I can't ascend yet either.
Another universe.
Oh well, I've just ground out a bit here and there. Donna agrees with the ketchup too. Right, so that's the end of the stream.
Yes. It is coming up to 9. Yes, indeed it is.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank everybody for watching, everybody for being here. Thanks to Craig, thanks to Jonathan. And yeah, it's been an interesting one as we enter lockdown 3 now with Knuckles. I've been thinking of the third movie taglines, and I've settled with lockdown 3 and Knuckles. Also, I was also toying with the idea of lockdown 3 Tokyo Drift.
No, Lockdown 3 now in 3D.
Yeah, that's the one. The Jaws 3D one was another one that was in the running. Because you had Lockdown 2 Electric Boogaloo, and Lockdown 3D. But I've settled on Lockdown 3 with Knuckles the Enkaida.
Lockdown number 3 now with zombies.
Lockdown 3 featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Lockdown 3 now with Shredder.
Hey, well. Yeah, Ben Leslie put up Lockdown 3 featuring Dante. Great minds. But I'm now off. I'm going to go watch His Dark Materials, and it's Tuesday tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes, that's one thing I meant to mention.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do tomorrow as I'm working, but I will be able to do Wednesday. So I will do my normal stream at Wednesday. Wednesday.
I'm doing the Wednesday evening still.
Yeah.
So you'll be daytime.
I'll be working Wednesday evening, so I'll be doing the Wednesday morning.
Right. Any changes? And we'll work around.
Yeah, it'll be the same, 11 till 2, and I've got a feeling I will finish Uncharted 4.
Right.
And if you finish it, and if you finish Uncharted 4, I'll do a bit of GTA for a bit.
Oh. Right then, I found some string light, so.
Right. I've got some fairy lights. I nailed them to the underside of my corner sofa.
So you got a little underglow going on.
Yeah, it's not. They were only cheap, so they're not as bright as I wanted them to be.
Yeah, but it's still fancy.
Yeah.
Though. Right. Anyway, we're off on a tangent there.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Please subscribe to our gaming channel. We're going to try and aim for 100 subs. If you're not already subscribed, go over and subscribe to our main YouTube channel, and we're going to get more stuff put up. Got lots of time on our hands.
Follow the Twitch.
Follow Twitch.
As it stands, I can only stream on Twitch.
For now.
Yeah.
It's got to change in the future.
Yeah, for now.
For now. Anyway, so thank you for joining me, and Jonathan and Craig, and I will see you all